ABC Sports presents Cambridge High School Bobcat Football. Tonight's game continues after this.
This afternoon on WLE 97.7. Yes, afternoon football. It is the Cambridge Bobcats at home hosting the Lima Central Catholic Thunderbirds. Bill Kafuri, John Valentine here this afternoon. Beautiful sunny afternoon. Kind of has a college feel to it today, doesn't it, Johnny?
It does. A Saturday afternoon game. Can't imagine that the Bobcats have had too many Saturday afternoon games.
It's at Bel Air, maybe.
At Bel Air is about the only place. Hosting probably hasn't happened too often.
Hasn't happened in a while, and the Cats come in with a 1-2 record. The Thunderbirds at 2-1 this afternoon. Is I don't know if it's one of those late arriving Los Angeles crowds today or not. As I look around, of course we have limited people in the stands, but still, it's such a beautiful day. This might be the last thing on a lot of people's mind is high school football.
Well, yeah, and a Saturday to boot, right? People have weekend plans, and I've got to believe that looking over there at the visitors section, probably not a lot of Thunderbirds.
Yeah, they could be home watching and listening to us.
I'm sure that they are.
If they are, wave at your screen.
They don't want to take the 3-hour trip to Guernsey County today.
It's a long way.
That's right.
Long way down, but beautiful day, and we're expecting a good ball game this afternoon between the Bobcats and the T-Birds. And, of course, we're halfway through the season, and normally at this point you start talking about state rankings and computer points, but that's not necessarily the deal now. Pretty much everybody makes it that wants to make the postseason, but you do have to have that record that gets you a decent enough seed to be able to advance. And, so every game is important at this point as well.
It is, and it is unique this year. We all understand, technically speaking, according to the state rankings for our region, Cambridge does come in at number 7 in the region. We are in Region 15 again, as we have been the last several years. But again, it doesn't mean anything because technically the coaches at the end are going to vote and determine where everybody is seated for the playoffs.
Yeah, and I would imagine, most coaches are paying enough attention throughout the season, but at the same time, those rankings are going to have some impact because when it comes down to ranking teams or voting for them, they're going to be looking on there and saying, well, they were ranked 7th or 8th or whatever, 2nd, and probably, the rankings will reflect that as well. But you still got to go out and play on Friday night or Saturday afternoon, as is the case today. And, the Bobcats back at home today. They've kind of been up and down a little bit, and maybe you can give us that quick synopsis of the 3 games to this point.
Yeah, I don't think that too many people can be very disappointed in what the Bobcats have produced so far, especially with an opening night win against Indian Creek, though Indian Creek's down. We understand that. They did get their first win yesterday. But it's always nice to get the season started with a W. New Philly, obviously, over the last 10 to 15 years has been a solid opponent, not only in the ECOL, but across the state with 11 or 12 different playoff appearances in the last 15 years. So, losing to a New Philly team, certainly nothing to hang your head about.
The Philly team put a hammer on the Big Red.
Took care of Steubenville yesterday, 31-0, I believe. But we were not in that game. But with 4 turnovers in the first half, you take those away. We controlled the line of scrimmage for the most part in that game. We outplayed them from a first down perspective, several other categories too. So it was a lot more competitive than what the score indicated. And then, of course, coming back last week and getting the W against Shenandoah, get people back on track, get them a little bit more positive heading into week 4. As you said, the halfway point. If the Bobcats would be 2-1 at the halfway point, I think people will be pretty excited about that, and I know that the Bobcats are too.
We're going to take a break here, step out. When we come back, we'll take a look at today's starting lineups right after these messages.
Surgeon Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. This is Jason Emsch, and we are committed to providing exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Our success is measured by exceeding our clients' expectations. See our past and previous projects at Cambridge YMCA and New Educational Center at Jurassic Park and FMJ Shooting Range, just to name a few. Find us online at surgeon.construction and like us on Facebook.
Surgeon Construction. We'll take it from here.
Do you have constipation with belly pain, straining, and bloating that keeps coming back? Take the 5-question gut check to see if it could be more than occasional constipation. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medication that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess is not a laxative. It works differently. Linzess helps relieve belly pain and lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements.
Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Talk to your doctor about whether Linzess is right for you. Go to linzess.com to take the 5-question gut check. That's LINZESS.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Sponsored by Allergan and Ironwood.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's why at Francis Family Restaurant, we start at 6 a.m. and serve our full menu all day, including our famous mimosa or Bloody Mary. Francis Family Restaurant is open for safe social distance dining. During these crazy times, we're offering breakfast, lunch, dinner, ice cream, and a full-service bar starting at 6 a.m. Francis Family Restaurant also offers carry-out and delivery. So call or stop in for a refreshing mimosa and a great breakfast. That's Francis Family Restaurant, 1038 Wheeling Avenue, or 439-3333 for carry-out or delivery.
At U.S. Bank, we salute the spirit of teamwork and are proud to support our local sports community. This is Kyle Downer with U.S. Bank. We offer the latest digital products, including our mobile banking app with mobile check deposit, send money with Zelle, and bill pay, just to name a few. Let our team here at U.S. Bank help you by stopping in at one of our branch locations. We are conveniently located in downtown Cambridge, next to the courthouse and on East Wheeling Avenue. Member FDIC.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood.
Welcome back to McFarland Stadium. Afternoon contest for the Bobcats, one of few over the years. Today, hosting Lima Central Classic with both teams at 2-1 at this point. Our pregame today brought to you by ABC Communications. Go to yourradioplace.com, select the sports tab there, and check out all the area sports and scores. As our pregame continues here, we take a look at the Central Catholic offense. They'll be on the field first today, and across that front, Gavin Laird, 295-pound senior, Liam Stevick at 215, and the senior Zach Jacobs, 214, another senior, then Kalen Howard and Jacob Lauk on the right side. Lauk at 285, Laird at 295. Pretty good bookends, and it kind of reminds you a little bit of what the Bobcats have there a little bit as well. Nathan Stolley, the tight end today at 185, and a senior. Then in the backfield, calling the signals today, Carson Parker, 168-pound freshman. And you'll hear a variety of other names: Sean Thomas, Travis Hoyle, Joey Reinhardt, Quintel Peoples, Brian Hines, among others that are going to be carrying the ball from different positions on the wings and so forth. But a speedy team, and tell us a little bit about. You got a chance to watch them a little bit on film, John, and tell us a little bit about the Thunderbird.
Yeah, a speedy team for sure, and I think that's where it starts. Though they are down a few players, as they were last week against Liberty Benton, a couple of players sitting out because of some COVID restrictions. But yeah, even without those, the starting running back and starting quarterback, they still have a heck of a lot of team speed, and that's the big thing that we need to focus on today, and primarily with that speed is senior Sean Thomas. He is their go-to guy on offense, and even with Rossi Moore there, those two are a great 1-2 punch But Sean Thomas is getting some D1 looks. He's got that kind of talent. He's got that kind of speed. We have to be able to control him and keep him between the tackles for sure. But with a freshman quarterback in there, you're also going to see Thomas in that single wing, if not, wildcat, however you want to call it, in today's game. But he's going to be able to take some snaps as well. Heck, even last week had 4 rushing touchdowns or 4 touchdowns. So he's certainly their go-to guy. But they've got some speed on the outside. They've got some decent receivers. So if Parker can get them the ball, and I think Parker had a passing touchdown last week too. So they got some big guys up front who can take care of business. They don't like to push people around. They like to get in front of you. They play more of a zone blocking scheme, but easy to do when you got the likes of Thomas and some of those guys behind them to be able to break some runs. So they like to score points. So it's going to really come down to how the Bobcats defense can contain not only Thomas, but certainly some other guys on that Thunderbirds offensive.
Well, the Cats had some success doing that at times last week. If they can stay away from untimely penalties, the Cats showed some good team speed last week, and I think that's all relative to who you're playing week by week. Last week, the Cats had the advantage in team speed against Shenandoah, and they utilized that and put some points on the board. Got a couple of defensive touchdowns, which is something you can't go into a game counting on getting a defensive score. So those are always pleasant. When you get a couple of those, that makes the final score sometimes look a little bit lopsided, maybe more than it would have been. But the Cats are healthy on defense. They're going to have their starters back in all the places they've had them before. Up front, Case Wilson and Bartlett at the outside, at the ends, and those guys have played solid throughout the year. And on the inside, Raekwon Latham and double nickel, Brock Valentine. Those guys can collapse a pocket pretty quick. And when you kind of look at the Bobcats' defensive front and the Thunderbirds' offensive front, they match up pretty evenly in that regard. But, the Bobcat, the tackling guys going to be in the right place at the right time. Mobilini, Hayden Burris-Jones, and Blake Brumfield at those linebacker positions. They're going to be isolated a little bit today with a lot of guys probably in the open field. Yeah, and it's going to come down to making those tackles.
And most of the time, I would take our chances with those 3 guys. However, they haven't had the best games the last couple games. So having HBJ back in that middle spot will be able to hopefully take some of the pressure off of Brumfield and Mobilini so that they can line up, push some people back inside, and make sure that they don't get that outside crease.
Bo Stonsberry, Roman Jeffrey on the corners again. That's a position where with a team that has speed and they can bounce it to the corner a little bit and get up the sideline, you got to be able to hold that edge. And those guys are going to have a lot of pressure placed on them today. Besides defending the pass, they're going to have to give good run support from the outside in. And then, of course, at safety, Caden Whaley and Caden Kenworthy. Those guys have kind of been the sure tacklers of that defense because they're the last line of defense, and sometimes they're the last guy to have a shot.
Yeah, and Whaley has certainly come through as he did last year with some picks as well. So, having Whaley back there as that free safety to be able to read the quarterback and try to get a jump on that pass certainly helps in that regard as well, and hopefully that we can put Caden in a good position tonight where he can take advantage of that as well.
Yeah, Cats had several turnovers last week. I think Whaley had certainly one of those. Kenworthy might have had one as well, as the ball was in the air and those guys were hawking it away. But, the team speed and taking the right angles is something you can't always practice every day of the week. And then when Saturday comes or Friday comes, there's a certain period of adjustment, especially usually those first few plays of the game, realizing just how fast your opponent is.
They'll see that adjustment real quick here tonight because the team speed is going to be a heck of a lot different than it was last week. Certainly nothing against Shenandoah, but we're playing on a different level tonight, that's for sure.
We're going to step out one more time before today's opening kickoff. Again, reminding you today's pregame brought to you by AVC Communications. We'll be back right after this.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio, I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now, I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge. Don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Welcome back to McFarland Stadium. Bill Kipcheri, John Valentine here with you this afternoon. Both the 2-1 Bobcats hosting the 2-1 Thunderbirds from Lima Central Catholic. And beautiful afternoon for football. We're right down to it as the Cats at home in their home blues all the way down. Helmets to the shoes, and the Thunderbirds on the road here. Red pants, white jerseys, and the red helmets. A little blue on the sleeve, but perfect uniform for a Saturday afternoon game. And your keys today for today's contest?
Well, for the Bobcats, again, harping on that speed for Lima Central, we've got to be able to contain certainly Thomas, but their team speed. We got to be able to slow them down, but when we have an opportunity to make a tackle, we have to wrap up and not give them extra opportunities. That's going to be real important to be able to take care of that. Controlling the game, I think from the line of scrimmage standpoint, we've got to be able to run the ball, let them know that this is our house and we're not going to let them come in here and push us around. I think as the game goes on, you see there's not a lot of extra white jerseys over there on Lima Central sideline. So they don't have a large team roster, so they're going to get a little tired as the game goes on. So the Bobcats need to control the line of scrimmage, got to be able to play physical and fast and make sure that they're wrapping up and playing good defensively.
Peoples and Thomas back deep for the Bobcats to kick off. It's going to be Andrew Philippes for Valentine Insurance Kickoff, sponsored by JV, and this will be a squib kick and down the left sideline, picked up by one of the upbacks, Joey Reinhardt. He'll bring it back up the sideline and out of bounds near the 33. And the T-Birds will start their first possession of the day at their own 32-yard line. Cats, don't think you'll see him kick too deep very often with those two speedsters back there. Right?
Definitely not a good idea to kick it back deep to Thomas. Don't give him any extra opportunities.
Thunderbird split the field, one wide out, way left. That will be Hoyle. Cats will be one-on-one coverage there, and then 6 or 7 in the box. Thomas across in motion. There's the jet sweep far sideline. Got to the corner, 35, 40, up the left sideline. It is a foot race, and the Bobcats' Mobilini will catch up to Thomas, but on until he gets in Cambridge territory inside the 40-yard line. And that's that speed you were talking about out on the edge.
Yeah, they run that jet sweep a lot out of motion, just really from the slot spot, and that's their go-to play, honestly, from an offensive standpoint. Yeah. 29 yards on play one. That's not a good start for the Bobcats.
Thomas lines up in the right slot. They'll run it coming the other way to Peoples. He'll cut it up inside. And Peoples, he's a 155-pound speedster. He'll cut it up and get about 5 on that first down carry. He didn't take it to the edge, but there was a pretty good push up front. Gain of about 5 on that first down play. 2nd and 5 is Lima Central in 4-down territory. Bobcats shuffle around up front. 6 guys in the box this time. Motion across Thomas again. We'll take it off the left side, cut it up inside the tackle to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and to the house. 34 yards out. And Sean Thomas shows why he's so highly touted. I don't know if he was touched. He cut that up inside the tackle spot on the left side. And once he got to the secondary, nobody had an angle to cut him down.
No, and again, we see how important that linebacker crew is going to be today to be able to get that runner, Thomas or whoever's got the ball, at that second level.
Extra point attempt is up and good. As Nate Davison nails it through, it is 7-0. Thunderbirds on top. We'll take a quick break and come back right after this.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272 or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
Back at McFarland Stadium, 3 plays, 68 yards, and your Schaefer Insurance scoreboard update. The Thunderbirds break out on top 7-0. Sean Thomas from 34 yards out. And the T-Birds made that look easy.
They made it look good.
We're up here exiting home and trying to figure out how did that guy get that wide open? How did nobody touch him? And you'd think he'd get wider and use the speed, but I think it's the leverage they make the defense have. Are you going to stay outside? Are you going to be inside? And they put you in a bad spot. As the Thunderbirds, Quintel Peoples will kick it off. Our Valentine Insurance kickoff. He'll kick this one deep, and it's angling over to Caden Whaley inside the 10. Brings it out to the 20. Near the 25, pile of jerseys there. And the Bobcats will have their first possession of the afternoon, trailing 7-0. 10:59 left here in the opening period.
First and 10 Bobcats, ball on the 26.
And it's kind of one of those things we talked about. The Cats really can't let this be a shootout.
No, we can definitely not let it be a shootout. Their team speed certainly trumps ours, so we have to be able to, as I said, control the line of scrimmage, long, decisive drives, eating up clock, and not giving them opportunities to have the ball on offense.
Sophomore Caden Moore takes the snap. He'll run the option near side, keep it himself out to the 30-35. Stays on his feet across the 40. And Caden Moore for the Cats, just a sophomore, getting his first varsity action this year. And that'll be a first down for the Bobcats. All first down sponsored by WB Green Insurance. And the Cats quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Pistol set again. And they'll check the defense. 4-man defensive front this time, man-to-man coverage it appears to be, as the Cats go 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. And Mobilini deep. They'll give him the ball straight ahead. Picks his way forward across the 40 out near the 43, almost the 44. As the Cats test the middle of that defense.
Yeah, we're getting some pretty good push up front. We're getting some angles there. We got to be able to hit that hole a little bit quicker on that. And I think Logan will do that as the game goes.
Cats flop that 31 set to the right, back to pass Moore, and it'll be the quarterback draw. There was just no place for him to go, though, and he'll lose yardage inside the 40 down to the 39.
Gavin Laird.
And Gavin Laird collapsed that line from the inside spot, and just wasn't any place for more to go. Bobcats up front, Valentine, Rocco, Ogre, Wilson, and Conti, and Justin Bartlett at tight end, as the Cats will spread the field again on 3rd and long. 2 backs in the backfield. They'll step up and block. More flush from the pocket. Now he'll have to tuck it and run. And again, no place to go. And good pressure.
Yeah, real good pressure on the outside by the Thunderbirds. Didn't give Caden a lot of opportunity to put his foot in the ground and step forward and throw the ball, but didn't look like Caden had anybody downfield anyway, so he decided to go ahead and keep it and try to get as many as he could.
Carson.
Number 27, Jake Valentine, back to punt for the Cats. Thomas, number 2, back deep for the Thunderbirds.
Are you paying too much for homeowners insurance? Has your insurance company raised your deductible? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. Many people can't accurately answer these questions. With many premiums escrowed into mortgages, homeowners don't pay attention to changes to their policies anymore. It's time you visit Valentine Insurance for a true, no-obligation review of your insurance policy. Call 994-1776 or stop by our office at 739 Southgate Parkway in Cambridge.
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford. Most
thing for the Cats to deal with all day long.
Yeah, we don't have the team speed to be able to keep up with Thomas, so we've got to keep him bottled up as best we can.
Parker under center, open backfield, 2 wing backs. Thomas in motion. He'll take it, going to his left. Got to the corner this time, turns it up 50, 40, and gone. Whaley with no angle, can't catch him. That'll be another score for Thomas, 56 yards on this one-play drive. And Thomas, about 3 touches and 2 of them TDs there. And again, I mean, the Cats had to just force him to the sideline, and there was a nice lane for him there. He got untouched again.
Well, they've run 4 offensive plays, and 3 of them have been the same exact play for Thomas. And he's turned 2 of them to touchdowns and 119 yards already.
On again for the extra point attempt comes Davison. Waits the snap. There it is. Holds down, ball's up. And it is good. 8:33 still remaining in this opening period. And Lima Central on top now, 14-0. We'll take a quick break. Back with more football on WILE right after this.
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford. Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
3, 2,
Back at McFarland Stadium, and just like that, the Thunderbirds are up 14-0. Sean Thomas, the Thunder and the Lightning today, as he will be on to kick the ball away. Our scoreboard update brought to you by Schaefer Insurance. Thomas, a couple of long runs, and the big play killing the Bobcats right now. Valentine Insurance kickoff coming up. This one kicked shorter this time, actually taken by one of the upbacks backing up. And the Cats, Trey Stotsberry, picks that up about the 20, works his way up the right sideline. He'll get it out near the 30. Once again, the Bobcats back a little deeper than they would prefer to be, but they've got to put some things together. The best defense is a good offense, and right now you better keep the T-Bird offense on the sideline.
Yeah, that's what we said from the beginning. You cannot give them extra opportunities, but again, we have to be able to keep their defense on the field to get them sort of tired too. As again, we don't want to give up too many points early. We want this game to drag on and get into their reserves.
1st and 10. Toss sweep near side. Mo Bellini had to go right in and out of his hands, and you could see his head from here as he was covered up on the outside that time, coming up quickly from his defensive part, Joey Reinhardt. And you could see what Mo Bellini's eyes leave the ball and look to see where the defender was, and went right through his hands and on the ground. The Cats will lose about 8 on that first down play. 2nd down and long. And there's not a lot of plays in your playbook for this one.
No, certainly to at least get back to the original line of scrimmage would be a goal here.
Hand off, Mo Bellini, right side. And he'll fall forward across the 25, giving the 27. Just a few yards on that carry.
Picked up by number 57, Sam Hardesty.
Cats not having a lot of success early here between the tackles. Hardesty on the stop that time defensively. And the Cats will go 4 wide here again. 3rd and long. Moore takes the snap, looks to his right, fires it down the middle, has him in, and that's Whaley at the 40. It's a foot race. He'll get caught from behind, but not till he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. And looked like number 4 that time, Travis Hoyle, able to catch him from behind. But that's a Bobcat first down, brought to you by WB Green Insurance. And boy, that ball was right where it had to be, on the money and in stride.
Perfect throw by Cade Moore. Stepped right up into the pocket like he had to. He had pressure on the outside. Put it right on the money for Whaley.
Cats in 4 down territory. Get a fresh set of downs. Play action again and faking it inside. Hitting the little post on the outside. And that's going to be completed to Xander Caldwell. Pick up of about 7. As the Cats mix it up a little bit. They'll flop the formation. 31 set, 3 wides to the short side, the left, as Mobilini will offset to the left as well and lead the way through. And
Number 9, Cade Moore with the keeper.
Moore on the keeper that time, inside the 20 to the 18, and another Cambridge first down. So the Cats have found a little mixture of working the quick pass and the run. That time successful down to the, they'll call it the 18-yard line, 1st and 10. Another WB Green Insurance first down. Cats will bring an extra back into the backfield. Play action. Moore into the flat, has a man, and that is completed. Mobilini, did he get to the end zone? No, they'll say he stepped out of bounds, down about the 9, but he just was forced far enough to the sideline, and that was a perfectly thrown ball. But as Logan caught it and turned up, I think his outside foot when he planted probably hit that sideline.
Yeah, it didn't hit it. He wasn't out by much, that's for sure. But the official's right there, so he certainly saw that Logan stepped on the line. But good touch there by Caden, putting it where he had to.
Picked up 9. Cats will pass again, 2nd and 1, flush from the pocket. Moore up the left side, 10, 5, and out of bounds near the 5. They'll give him the 6-yard line as his forward progress, but another first down for the Cats. Brought to you by WB Green Insurance, and it will be goal to go. So just what the Cats really needed here to hold on to the ball a little while, but also you got to put points on the board at the end of this drive. 6 minutes left here in the opening quarter. They trail 14-0. And again, with that 3-1 set, they're using the short side of the field. Mobilini and Moore in the backfield. Mobilini off the right side, and nothing there. He had 3 red and white jerseys waiting on him at the line of scrimmage. Gavin Laird among them, and there wasn't much blocking at the point of attack.
Now it looks like he snuck through for 1 yard, puts Logan dead even at 0 rushing yards in 4 attempts.
Jacob Lauk actually first hit that time, and the Cats will be faced with 2nd and goal from the 6. Out of the shotgun, 3 wide to the left. Handoff again. Mobilini slip 1 tackle, drags a couple of more down inside the 3, 2, possibly the 1. They'll call it the 1-yard line, and that was pretty much all Mobilini. He had a guy waiting for him in a hole, was able to spin away from him, and the Cats will quickly line up and get ready to go again. 3rd and goal from the 1. It'll be the quarterback draw straight ahead, and Moore will punch it in, and the Cats get on the board. Touchdown. 10-play drive, 70 yards, 1-yard scoring TD by the quarterback, Cade Moore.
As we said, that's what we need to do. Keep the ball out of Lima's hands on offense. Take nice, slow, methodical drives. We just went all the way down the dark field in 10 plays. That's what we need to do to be able to set the tone and control this game.
Philippines on for the extra point attempt, up and good. And the Cats have cut the deficit in half. 5:05 left here in the opening period, 14-7. The Thunderbirds on top of the Cats. We'll be back right after this.
Southeastern Med understands that you've been putting off a lot during the stay-at-home order, including wellness checkups with your doctor. Superior Med Family Practice Cambridge, Office of Doctors Now, Collingwood and Lilco, and Caldwell Office of Becky Hall NP are open and offering telehealth visits if you prefer. Southeastern Med is focused on your safety. We are your community hospital. Visit seormc.org to learn more.
What is a cooperative? A cooperative like Guernsey Muskingum Electric is your
Stadium,
local.
Cats finally answer 2 early scores by Lima Central Catholic. It is 14-7. Your scoreboard update brought to you by Mindy Eltringham and Schaefer Insurance in downtown Cambridge. And on now for the Valentine Insurance kickoff. Andrew Philippes squibbed it the first time, and again we said you don't want to go back deep. As anywhere Sean Thomas is, you don't want the ball, and he's back deep along with Peoples, and they'll squib this one again into the hands of one of the up linemen. You give up a few yards there, certainly in field position. Is Central Catholic going to be in great position here at the 43-yard line, their own 43-yard line. And with the explosive offense that they have, and certainly in the name of Thomas, it probably doesn't really matter where they start.
No, I don't think that the coach is too concerned about where they're starting either. When you've got an explosive back like Thomas to be able to give the ball to, obviously he can break it from anywhere.
He'll line up slot to the right side. Parker under center. 3 wide to the left. Peoples in the slot there as well. Cats press the line a little bit. Thomas in motion. Jet sweep. Nearly caught in the backfield. Slipped a couple of tackles, and he'll get to the sideline and forced out of bounds. Brock Valentine giving chase. He's not going to win that foot race, but he forced him a little deeper and a little wider, and the Cats got a couple of guys in better pursuit positions that time. Still picked up about 6 yards.
Yeah, still had enough speed to be able to kick it outside and get that corner.
Yeah, I think really what you have to be able to do is take away that off-tackle hole and force everything deep and wide. And you got to use that sideline as another tackler.
You have to. And spread it out, and hopefully he runs more, in this case, north and south.
2nd and 4. They run the scissors going back the other way. The Cats read that one perfectly. Peoples taking the handoff, giving it back to Thomas. And for the Bobcats, Caden Kenworthy came up from the outside, and he was in the right place at the right time that time. And for the first time, Thunderbird's going to be forced to look at a 3rd and long situation. They haven't had to put the ball in the air yet, but they're checking their wristbands and dropping back in a shotgun now. Here's Parker. Peoples across in motion. He'll take the snap. Middle screen. Thomas has it, and see if he gets the first down. Pretty close to it, as he needed to get to the Cambridge 46, and that's about where the linesman is marking it right now, as he got just enough. This may have to take a measurement.
Officials timeout.
And actually, I haven't seen that happen very often. They had the ball marked on the hash and then picked it up and threw it to the sideline to where the sticks were. And to measure that, we'll see.
Yeah, pretty favorable spot, I think, there, too.
From here, it looks like he's got it pretty easily.
Yes.
I don't know if they needed to measure it, but somebody might have asked for it.
Well,
and they're going to grant it. But
from here, it's tough to see, or easier to see. Down there on the field, you can't see from one side of the field to the other on these grass fields.
You act like you're experienced
at this. I've been on that field a few times. A nice turf field, you can see all over the place. These grass fields are tough to see those lines.
That's going to be a first down. And Thunderbirds will have a fresh set of downs. Probably we're going for it on 4th down anyway if they had to, but it will be 1st and 10 from the Cambridge 46-yard line. 4:06 left, opening period, 14-7. Thunderbirds on the move with the lead. Back under center. Parker in motion, coming across, handoff. Popping it through to the 2nd level. Peoples again. And he comes up hobbling a little bit, as he was rolled up down inside the 30. They'll actually give him the 31 as his forward progress, and he's going to go back down. And for a team that's already a little bit thin at some of the skilled positions, this would have to be a little bit of a concern to the Thunderbird.
Oh, definitely, because losing Rossi Moore, who is their go-to running back, certainly not taking anything away from Quintel Peoples. He's had a couple nice games here back-to-back, too, but he's a pretty good force on the defensive side as well. So this could certainly be an issue for Lima Central.
He gets up under his own power, and he's going to hobble off a little bit. A little hitch in his giddy-up. So they'll have to make a substitution, at least for the next play or so, to get him out of there. It was 1st down for the Thunderbirds at the Cambridge 31-yard line, leading 14-7, 3:52 remaining here in the opening period. Bobcat defense, again, when you overplay that outside and turn the runner up inside, there's not been anybody there for the Cats.
And I did watch specifically the linebackers on that particular play. And as you said, the safeties have to come up and fill as well. Our linebackers did over pursue. So in that particular case, Peoples had an opportunity to put his foot in the ground and make that cut back.
You know, if it's an outside play, you got to turn and run to get there to stop him from getting to the corner. So you're stuck between that rock and a hard place.
Sure.
Kieran Bailey will check in. As Thomas goes in motion, they'll fake it to him. Hand off to the 2nd man through this time. And that's going to be Reinhardt straight ahead. And it's the first time that the Cats have had to see a running back come straight at him. He'll pick up about 8 or 9 and get it down to within a yard of a first down again. 2nd and 1. To a little different look
Yeah, different look.
The
Reinhardt's,
Thunderbirds that time had a back in the backfield.
They did, and Reinhardt's not a real big guy, so he kind of got lost there behind that big offensive line from Lima.
Thomas in motion to the left, looks inside, cuts it up. Cats there this time, and they'll bring him back. Blake Brumfield on the first hit that time, right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be just enough, though, for a first down. He got a yard, maybe two. That'll move the sticks again. Third first down of this drive that Central Catholic started at their own 43, now at the Cambridge 20.
Hopefully the Bobcats are starting to recognize that now. It looked like it there. You saw the defensive end actually tried to push pressure
squeeze that
inside,
tackle down a little bit.
Absolutely, so that our linebackers could step up and fill, and they met him right at the point of attack.
Two receivers right, slot that way as well. Coming across in motion. And that's number 9. He's going to pop it through and all the way through Bailey. Filling in for Peoples, and that'll be a 20-yard score for him to that formation. And another big play for the Thunderbirds. Third score in as many possessions to extend their lead to 20-7, 2:25 left here in the opening period.
Well, the bright side of that particular drive is it took a few more than a play or two, so the Bobcats might be starting to recognize some things, and we can catch up to them.
Davison on for the extra point attempt. He's going to stay perfect on the afternoon as well. 21-7 with 2:25 left in the opening period. We'll be back right after this.
What is a cooperative? A cooperative like Guernsey Muskingum Electric is your local rural electric provider. The owners are not investors on Wall Street. They are actual members using the electricity. Decisions are made by local directors who know, listen, and care about their neighbors. A cooperative is not driven by profit or stock prices. Instead, they are driven by providing safe, reliable electricity at a reasonable price. That's the cooperative difference. Guernsey Muskingum Electric, your touchstone energy cooperative.
Welcome back to McFarland Stadium. Scoreboard update brought to you again by Schaefer Insurance. 21-7. Lima Central Catholic on top of the Cats. Kieran Bailey, 20-yard run. He probably doesn't get a lot of touches, so when he does, make the best of it. Certainly did that time.
Number 3, Kate Whaley. Number 11, Owen Felfer.
And Thomas will be on again for another Valentine Insurance kickoff. They've kicked it deep to the Cats a couple of times, but Cambridge hasn't been able to muster much of a return. Still down 2 scores now with 2 1/4 left here in the opening period. Thomas, short end-over-end kick, going to bounce at the 20. Whaley will pick it up there after a little spin on it. And again, that team speed, he picks it up, and there's nowhere to go. There's a bunch of red helmets standing there watching him, and there's just no place for the Cats to move after that. The team speed advantage certainly in the favor of the Thunderbirds, and they've shown that on the offensive side as well as the defensive side.
Yeah, credit the kicker, really, for the most part on that. That was placed perfectly enough in it. It kind of looked like your wedge just sat down right where you wanted it.
Yeah.
And it made it difficult for Whaley to come up and grab it.
Probably my gap wedge, not my regular one.
But credit the kicker for that. That was perfect placement.
1st and 10, Cats for their own 21-yard line. Right hash. Mobilini in the backfield with Moore. He'll drop back, look to throw, fire in the middle, have a man there. That's completed. And Kenworthy and flags come in. I think that might be an illegal man downfield, as there were a number of linemen who had released down the field. I think the intention of that was probably to keep it all by the line of scrimmage, but the Cats' little jailbreak screen that time. And
yeah, they got to be able to count in their heads or whatever that formula is to be able to know when to release. They released way too early.
Yeah, Brock Valentine was on a streak pattern that time.
He was wide open down the seam. Can't believe Caden missed him.
So the Cats will back it up a little bit. Their first penalty on the offensive side today. And it'll cost him not only a pretty good play, but it'll be 1st and 15. They'll spread the field 5 wide. Moore looks to the short side. That's the right, has his man. Out around the 20, fighting for extra yards out to about the 24. And I think that's going to be Caldwell again.
Number 23 is Andrew Caldwell.
So got a little bit of that penalty back and then some. 2nd and 7.
Robinson, number 10, on the stop.
Coming up on a minute and a half left in the opening period, 21-7. Thunderbirds scoring in their first 3 possessions. Cats have been able to counter once, trying to put together another drive here. Kenworthy across the formation in motion. Back to pass Moore, flips it out to Mobilini, slips a tackler at the 25, still on his feet, 30, 35, and out to the 40, up the right sideline and near midfield. Finally shoved out of bounds by the defense. And again, the Cats get the big play on offense. This time, just a short pass to the left flat, but Mobilini found a cutback there and got his way up the right sideline. The Cats will have a first down, courtesy of WB Green.
Yeah, put that foot in the ground, make a nice, great cut back upfield, and found the open area and snuck around the right side all the way up the sideline. For
Cats have had some passes down the field, but it's been typically the underneath pass that's been kind to him here so far. 1st and 10. 49-yard line, option right side, Moore on the keeper, and that ball pops straight out of his hand, up in the air, caught in the air. Gavin Laird, he's rumbling down the field, pulled down from behind. That is a defensive lineman's dream. Have a ball pop right into your hands. All he could see was the goalpost in front of him, and the Bobcats, Caden Kenworthy, will run him down from behind. But boy, a promising drive for the Bobcats, thwarted there as Moore got popped pretty good. That ball squirted right out of his hands and straight up in the air.
Yeah, he got popped right on the ball. As you know, coaching for years, that you want to put that hat on that ball and try to be able to dislodge it when you're making that tackle. And the big fella popped right in his hands. I didn't think we were going to be, and I was watching Varsity Blues last night on TV. I'm picturing Billy Bob running down the sideline.
That's what it looked like.
Everybody jumping on his back.
T-Birds take over at the Cambridge 26-yard line. Trying to get it to Thomas, trying to get to the corner. He's forced back a couple of times, and Kenworthy again got up on the outside and forced him back. That's going to be a loss. Back outside the 30 to about the 33-yard line. So Cambridge finally sniffing out that jet sweep that time, a loss of about 6 or 7. Under a minute left here in the opening period.
6-yard loss for the Thunderbirds.
Certainly, I'm sure there are plenty of counters off that play. When that's your bread and butter, you got something to.
Well, they did run the
go
one.
With.
Yeah, they ran the one counter that one time, I believe, to Peoples.
Parker under the center, got Reinhardt in the backfield. Now Peoples comes across the motion, back on the scissors play. He'll hand it off to Thomas back to the short side, and the Cats waiting on that one as well. They've run that play a couple of times. Cambridge has defended it pretty well. And that's going to be the final play of this opening period. Has belonged, for the most part, to Lima Central Catholic. They lead at 21-7 as we head to the second. We'll be back right after this.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
High school football
from ABC Sports
on WILE-FM, Byesville, Cambridge.
You don't always think about it, but our military members surround us every day.
Back
Whether
at
they're
McFarland
active duty,
Stadium,
veteran,
second quarter, just about to get underway, 21-7. Thunderbirds with the ball and the lead here, working off a Cambridge turnover. First one of the afternoon for either team as Cats put it on the ground and the Thunderbirds returned it to the Cambridge 27. It currently is third and they'll call it 14. As they line back up, 3 receivers split wide to the left short side of the field for the Thunderbirds, and back to pass. Parker under pressure fires one deep to the right side, had a man with a step or two on the Cambridge defense, but overthrew him, and a lot of pressure that time came from the Cats outside as Bartlett from one end, Hayden Burst-Jones in there on the blitz, and it will be 4th down for the Thunderbirds. First time they've been forced into this situation, but I tell you what, with the explosiveness they have, anything could be a problem here.
Yeah, for sure. Jacob Locke, the right tackle there, is coming up limping. he's not moving real good here.
Peoples and Thomas wide to the right, along with Hoyle.
Big play
rolling
here
that
by the
way.
Bobcats.
Parker looks to the outside, flush from the pocket, up the right sideline, throws a wobbler out of bounds. And Cats had that one covered as Whaley caught it, but he was out of bounds smartly. Caught it out of bounds. You don't want to catch that one when you're going to have it another 20 yards up the field. So the Cats are going to take over on downs. Cambridge defense hold.
That's what we need to see from the Big Blue defensive side. Be able to control up front, keep Lima in the backfield. You saw really 2 plays there on defense. We read it really well, the counter, and then, of course, that jet sweep. And then we need to force them into throwing situations.
Cats hustle back out. 11:44 left in the opening half. 21-7. Thunderbirds on top. 4-man defensive front. 5 wide look. Moore fires it out in the right flat. And this is Xander Caldwell. Hauls it in there. I think his 3rd catch here in the first half. He's been pretty active there, but the Cats are spreading that defense out, and then Moore's doing a pretty good job of just picking where there's no coverage, and he's been able to hit that outside receiver a couple of times. That was a gain of 7. And we need to get a little rack now after you catch that thing, get it up the field. Handoff, Mobilini, left side, and not much there. And Gavin Laird working on a little bit of adrenaline probably still after he picked up that fumble and rumbled before. Comes up with the stop there. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Cats. And they'll spread it out again. 4 wides to the right. Moore looks, has his man, Mobilini, out at the 45, cuts it up the field into T-Bird territory down to the 40-yard line. And Logan Mobilini that time with the positive yardage brought down by Colton Blubaugh. But a Cambridge first down again, courtesy of WB Green Insurance. 10:40 and counting. Cats on the move again. Cambridge down 21-7. Needs points on this drive. Stay in there before halftime. Whaley goes in motion. Moore looks back to the right side, fires it out in the flat, had a man wide open, rushed a little bit, but he had Kenworthy out in that right flat and some room ahead of him if he hauls it in, but it'll fall incomplete, stopping the clock at 10:22.
Yeah, Caden's first incompletion of the night. I got him 7 for 8, so he's been pretty efficient hitting that open guy.
2nd and 10. Low snap. Moore will have to go down, and as he picks it up, Gavin Laird there to make sure he didn't go anywhere. Pressure from the outside and the inside. Connor Gephardt there. Laird as well. And it'll be 3rd and really long now for the Cats. 13. So after a couple of promising plays, the Cats had misfired on the last couple.
Yeah, it looked to be some kind of trick play there. I couldn't really tell what it was, but we loaded up the right side of the line with Valentine and Conte, and it was a bad snap, so we couldn't see exactly what the play call was, but something else was going on there.
9:50 left in the opening half. Timeout on the field. Lima on top of the Bobcats, 21-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Military members surround us every day. Whether they're active duty, veterans, surviving spouses, these folks have given up a lot to keep us safe. Abels would like to thank those individuals who live in Muskingum, Guernsey, Morgan, Noble, or Perry County in the best way they know how, by providing warmth and comfort to 2 individuals in need of a new electric or gas furnace before winter begins. For more information and to complete an application before October 17th, visit heatforourheroes.com. Abels Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Refrigeration. One company, one goal, your comfort.
Back at McFarland Stadium, sunny, beautiful afternoon for football, and the Bobcats on the march again offensively here, though, facing 3rd and 13 from the Thunderbird 43. 3-by-1 set out of the pistol look. Blitz coming from the outside. Moore sees it. They'll run option that way. Now he'll run the pass instead. He'll complete it on the outside. Caldwell has it. First down and Moore. Pulls away from one defender. Drags a second inside the 15 down to the 10-yard line. Great catch and run after Xander Caldwell and a Cambridge first down. And again, Moore right on target with that pass.
Yeah, a little read option there. Caught the perfect play call, really, for that outside blitz that was coming.
1st and 10, just outside the 10-yard line. Low snap. Moore picks it up, fires it out in the flat. Has a man. Has to go down to a knee to haul it in, but does. And that's Caldwell again.
Number 21, Robinson on the stop for the Thunderbirds.
Caldwell getting a heavy dose of targets this afternoon. Pickup of about 5. Cats can still pick up a first down around the 1-yard line. Low snap again. Moore will have to go down, pick it up. Has a man in the right flat, completed out there. And Kenworthy will catch it, break a tackle, then walk into the end zone. Caden Kenworthy from 6 yards out. So the Cats answer with that score. Caden Kenworthy being utilized today as a receiver a little bit. We haven't seen that a lot.
Well, in game 1 against Indian Creek, we did. Those little dump passes out to the side. Heck, he had a 63-yard TD, I think, against Indian Creek, showing off his speed. But
extra point attempt, and Philippines high kick over top of the goalpost, and that one will be straight enough to count. 21-14. Bobcats answer. 9:02 left here in the first half. We'll be back right after this.
What do cars, boats, cell phones, watches, cameras, and laptops have in common? They all require batteries. This is Jake from the Battery Depot, and we are committed to helping you power your life from hard-to-find batteries to custom builds. We offer the quality and service needed to keep your life running. We even offer free battery testing while you wait, so stop into the Battery Depot on Campbell Avenue in Cambridge today.
Surgeon Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction.
Welcome back to McFarland Stadium again. Schaefer Insurance scoreboard updated again as the Cats cut the lead down, 21-14. T-Birds on top. And we talked a little bit before the game and early on that with a team with this kind of speed, it takes a few plays for your defense to adjust. And those few plays were 2 long scores, and that's the difference in this game right now is Lima Central Catholic on top, 21-14. On for the Valentine Insurance kickoff. And again, the Cats will squib it into the gap. Going back deep is Reinhardt. He'll catch it at the 25, trying to get in behind some blockers, still on his feet near the 30. And the Cats will get down and cover him up there. Philippi's kick had a little air under at that time and found that dead spot over there.
Yep, much better placement that time by Philippi's, finding that open spot.
So LCC takes over. 8:54 left here in the first half. And they have scored 3 of their 4 drives. And this time starting at their own 32.
Yeah, and the last drive was the one they didn't score on. So hopefully the Bobcats can build upon that and start to show that we can start to take over this game.
Carson Parker under center. Got a back behind him this time. As Peoples comes across in motion, he'll drop back to pass, fire it deep down the right side, has a man there, and just not able to run under it was Sean Thomas. And like we said, they'll move him around and use him a lot of places. He had about an 8-yard advantage on the closest defensive back, but Parker just didn't put enough air under that to let him run to it. And it falls incomplete, or that's an easy 6.
No, easy 6 for sure. But, when you run so much misdirection in the backfield, you get everybody thinking run, run, run. They try to bait you in. Eventually, they're going to run that play. You better believe they're going to come back to it as the game goes on.
Line back up, 2nd and 10. Clock stop with 8:47 as Parker goes under center again. And here comes the scissors the other way. Peoples pops it through and into the secondary, and really the last guy to have a shot at him was Saft for the Cats. And if he doesn't haul him down, Peoples was probably gone. He had plenty for the first down and might have taken it to the bank that time, out to the 45-yard line.
4-1,
A lot of misdirection in the backfield that time. Thomas going one way, Peoples coming back the other. And on the keeper, turn it up out to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10. Pistol set in the backfield. Handoff straight ahead this time. And I think that's probably Thomas there.
Thomas, the ball carrier.
Well, he lines up in the slot. He lines up at a wide receiver. He'll line up at a running back. That time about 4 on that carry.
However you can get your playmakers the ball, you have to take advantage of it.
Under 8 minutes left to your opening half. And once again, Central Catholic on the move. Near midfield, facing second in about 6, leading 21-14.
Come to the press box to claim your money.
Twin receivers to the right side. Parker out of the gun this time. Takes the snap. Toss sweep right side. Thomas cutting it up. Spins away from one defender, and then a bunch of other Cats will pounce on him. Just short of the first down. Saft again. First hit for the Bobcats, and will kind of be a matter of where they mark this one. Look like he's about a yard short of the line to gain. They need to get to the Cambridge 45-yard line. They'll put it at the 46.
The Cats are going to be in a lot of trouble today if Landon Saft leads our team in tackles.
Yeah, he's coming up from the cornerback spot. And it's great to see him come up and support the run, but that's not the guy you want making those tackles. They'll shift the formation to the left side. Thomas in motion, and he'll cut this one up on the handoff there. Aiden Burris-Jones first contact, but Thomas will drag him for a yard, maybe 2, and that's just enough to move the sticks again. Another Thunderbird first down. Cats are slowing them down a little bit, but they're not able to stop them here.
Yeah, that big second down play back here on that little reverse scissors play, as you called it, that one really hurt and put the Bobcats behind the 8 ball.
Parker under center. Hands it off straight ahead. That's going to be Reinhardt. And Reinhardt slips his way forward down to about the 40, give him 4 on that first down carry. And the clock winds up again, 6:08 and counting, as the Thunderbirds have moved from their own 32 to the Bobcat 40, and no doubt in 4-down territory. They'll make a substitution to bring in an extra wide receiver here. Casira out to the wide side. People's in motion coming across. They'll fake it to him. Parker on the keeper straight ahead. Haven't seen him run that play much, and he runs right into Aiden Burris-Jones after a pickup of about 3, maybe 4. And again, just shy of the first down. They'll need another yard on 3rd and 1. Mixing it up pretty good now. They're not relying on just their speed guys to get it done.
Well, you got to keep the defense honest, right? And you got to give Thomas a play off every once in a while, too.
Give it to you. You're either giving it to him or faking it to him on just about every play. And that happens for a couple more periods. He's just going to be standing around. 3rd and 1. Parker under center. Handoff straight ahead to Reinhardt and into a wall of blue jerseys. Linesman will spot it with just enough forward progress to move the sticks again. And that was tough yards inside that time for Joey Reinhardt. But he got 2, needed 1. And it'll be 1st and 10 again. 3rd first down of this drive for the T-Birds.
Big drive here for the Thunderbirds for sure. Taking a lot of time off the clock, and they don't want to give the ball back to Cambridge either.
Well, the Cats are going to have the first possession of the second half. If Cambridge can stop Lima Central here, then they can come back out and maybe get points either at the end of the half or beginning of the second half. High snap, pulled down and handed off Thomas right side. He'll take it outside and turns it up inside the 30 down to the 29, a gain of about 4 there. The explosiveness of this offense, as we talked about earlier, those first couple of plays of the game, Cambridge was having a difficult time adjusting to that speed on the field. That Division I speed is different than everybody else. They move a lot quicker. And the Cats didn't make that adjustment. 2 big plays has put them in a hole by 7. They battled back, and it seems like here in the last drive or so, Cats are taking a lot better angles.
Right. Yeah, they're adjusting to the speed and certainly the scheme of Lima Central as well.
2nd and 6. People's in motion. Slipped a tackle in the backfield. Coming up the left side, check that Thomas, and he made a couple of moves all the way down for the score. 29 yards out. There is a flag on the play. And let's see if we get a hold down the field.
Yeah, he threw it on this outside receiver down here on the corner.
Yeah, I was going to say, once Thomas turned the corner, there wasn't anybody there, and there should have been. But
well, and he really didn't need to make that, because at that point it's a one-on-one move, and I would guess that
Thomas
they take Thomas on.
Probably 9 out of 10 times, or 10 out of 9 times.
Well, and he had already had the first down at that point, too.
So from the spot of the foul, 10 yards would bring it back short of the first down marker, probably. So we'll see how they mark this one off. Does take points off the board, no doubt, in any event. They'll place the ball at the 25-yard line, which will be second and long yard. They've gained a few yards anyway, but it'll still stay second down. 3:35 left here in the half.
Second down 2 now. For the Thunderbirds. Ball's at the 25-yard line.
Left hash, ball's placed down. 3 wides to the right. Peoples in motion that way, drew the Bobcats into the neutral zone. As that time he went in motion, turned around and came back, and as soon as he did, a couple of Cambridge defenders stepped into that neutral zone, and well, they're going to call this one on the offense, huh? They had a couple guys. I didn't see the second guy moving there, but that penalty sets him back a few. So now instead of second and short 2, call it 7.
Okay. Hey, two big plays here, 2 penalties. We need to take advantage of this now. They're back second and long. Incomplete pass here puts them in third and long. Yeah, good time out there by Lima Central to get the right play call.
Yeah, you're looking at a lot of guys out there on the field looking at their wristband, looking at the sideline, look again at the wristband like, I'm not sure we have that play. And they'll take the time out to get it in order. And we can just keep it here for this one and talk a little bit about how the game has progressed to this point. 21-14. The T-Birds with the ball and the lead, but Cambridge starting to make their move. They've scored a couple of times here, and if the defense can come up with a big stop here at the end of the first half, that'd be a big thing for them.
Yeah, and again, back to what we said at the beginning of the game, we knew that their team speed was going to be a factor. It was going to come down to whether or not our defense could contain Thomas, and basically that has been their offense. Thomas has 13 rushes already for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, but the 2 backbreakers were those 2 long touchdowns that he had early. You take away those 2 plays, we bottle him up like we have been here in the last couple series, and all of a sudden it might be a 14-14 game where Bobcats could be up a score at this point.
Yeah, this is play 11 of this drive, and Thunderbirds haven't had to have that many plays in the drive all day.
Yeah, so, things are going in the right direction, the way that we want them to from the defensive perspective. We just have to continue to bottle him up and keep him inside the tackles.
Thunderbirds back on the field, 3 wides to the right side. That is the wide side, 2 to the left. Motion across the field. Peoples, they'll hand it off on the inside counter back to Thomas, and the Cats waiting on him there. Bartlett among those on the stop defensively for the Bobcats, along with Brock Valentine and Raekwon Latham. So third down and about 5. You got to figure 4 plays here. So they got a couple of plays here to try to pick up 5 yards, but only got a yard or 2 that time.
Well, here's the thing here, too. They don't have to put the ball in the air on this particular play, right? Because they're going for it on 4th down anyway. Get 3 or 4 as best you can here, and then go for it on 4.
5 wide look. Peoples across in motion again, trying to get to the edge. Does to the 30, down to the 25. First down and more up the sideline, and he'll go in untouched from 28 yards out. Quintel Peoples got to the corner that time, and they just double-teamed the guy on the edge for the Bobcats and drove him off the ball, and once he got to the edge, it was all over. And Lima Central Catholic will extend their lead with that 28-yard run.
Yeah, we got pinned there on that defensive end, and cornerback must have been run off, and then he got blocked, so we had no help out there on that outside. And look, without Rossi Moore, no problem. Quintel People says, I can take care of the load, and I'll run around the outside.
Davison on for the extra point attempt. Snaps there, holds down, and kick is up.
Kick is up, and
it is good. 28-14. Thunderbirds extend their lead again. We'll be back right after this.
Surgeon Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. This is Jason Emsch, and we are committed to providing an exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Our success is measured by exceeding our clients' expectations. See our past and previous projects at Cambridge YMCA and New Educational Center at Jurassic Park and FMJ Shooting Range, just to name a few. Find us online at surgeon.construction and like us on Facebook.
Surgeon Construction. We'll take it from here.
In today's marketplace, you have many.
2:48 left in the first half, and the Thunderbirds strike again. A 12-play, 68-yard drive, 28-14. Quintel Peoples, another big play as he got loose down the sideline and able to take to the house. And again, once if you can seal everybody inside and get loose down there with the speed this team has, they've shown that a few times today. And Cats starting to experience some injuries today, too, and one of their key two-way starters on the bench right now.
Yeah, Logan Mobilini, senior, working on his tan down there with his shirt off and his shoulder pads off with ice on his shoulder.
That doesn't look good. Deep kick on the Valentine Insurance kickoff taken by Whaley inside the 15, brings it back out to the 20, 25, and over the 30, out to the 34-yard line. And that'll be Thomas on the stop. So with 2:40 left to go here in the first half, Bobcats down 2 scores again. Enough time is the way they've thrown the ball today to maybe get points before halftime here and cut this deficit again. But we'll see if Moore can continue his hot streak today throwing the ball.
Yeah, huge possession here for Cambridge. We have to be able to certainly not give them the ball back, but it would be great to be able to put the ball in the end zone here too and get it down to 1 score by the half.
Cats have shown a lot of success going 5 wide. Got that right here. Moore back to pass, fires it out in the right flat and through the hands of Xander Caldwell this time. He's had a pretty good first half, caught everything thrown his way that time. He got hammered pretty good after the ball went through his wickets, and it will be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Sean Thomas says, no more, rookie. I'm going to let you know I'm going to be here the rest of the day.
Moore again throws it, finds a man inside. This time, Bartlett, defense back behind him as he turned up out to the 42-yard line. Cats will get about 7 on that play. 3rd down and 3. You certainly don't want to give it right back on a quick 3 plays here. But the Cats are going to stay in that spread look. 3rd and 2. Moore looking. Fires one deep down the middle, and that is completed. Looking back into the sun, looks like Bartlett had that one as he went down and breaks free of tacklers and nearly pulled through. There was 3 guys dragging him down there, and he got loose just at the end and then tripped on the last one. But that'll be inside the 20, and his extra effort puts it down to the 12-yard line, and a big first down there for the Cats. Brought to you by WB Green Insurance. Phew, big play. As the Cats continue to stay 5 wide. Moore looks to the short side, then back to the right, pump fakes it, now tucks it and goes. Down to the 10, to the 5, stretches to the end zone and takes it in. Caden Moore from 12 yards out, and he certainly ran a lot further than that, and the Bobcats in 4 plays strike with that 12-yard run.
We definitely wanted to come away with 6. I don't know if we wanted to score that quickly. I know that's kind of a bugaboo. You can never score too quickly, but when you have a team like Lima Central, there's nothing wrong with taking a couple of minutes off the clock. But
we'll get them when you can.
That's right.
Extra point attempt is up, and it is good by Philippines. And the Bobcats didn't need much time that time. 1:46 left on the clock. Just a little over a minute from a score of Lima Central Catholic. The Cats answer, and it is 28-21. We'll be back right after this.
In today's marketplace, you have many choices for insurance. WB Green Insurance, a representative of Westfield Insurance, is committed to providing you with excellent coverage for your home and auto at a fair and competitive price. Westfield has been in the neighborhood for over 150 years, providing peace of mind and quality insurance products through independent insurance professionals. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield's pledge to their customers. Call WB Green Insurance today.
Back at McFarland Stadium, great afternoon of football, very entertaining game. If you're at home watching or listening or watching, you could be on YRP TV. Adam Green giving you all the video today. Take advantage of that. But beautiful afternoon to come out. And if the first half or the second half is as entertaining as the first, come out and hang on the fence a while. This is a pretty nice afternoon of football as the Cats back on the field for a Valentine Insurance kickoff. Lots of points. They'll have to check some of the bulbs on the scoreboard at the end of the game because both teams lighten them up this afternoon. Philippines has squibbed it short a couple of times, and Thomas and Peoples have moved up a little bit. As Philippines approaches, this one will be to the right side and taken at that spot by Hoyle, and he'll take a knee at the 25. Check that 35-yard line. Travis Hoyle. So 1:43 to go. And the Thunderbirds certainly plenty of time to try to do something here because they've scored some long touchdowns today, although their last drive, 68 yards and 12 plays, took them about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know I keep harping on this, but another pretty big possession here by the Bobcats defense. Keeping them out of the end zone here and keeping it a one-score game is definitely a must in this possession.
35-yard line, left hash. Carson Parker under center. Peoples in motion, taking it to the right side. He'll cut it up into a hole, and the Bobcats squeeze that hole pretty quickly this time. Bartlett on the first contact that time, and Peoples will pick up maybe a yard. Cats took away the outside that time. They got somebody up the field, turned him inside, and Cats able to slide off a tackle and make it that time. Keep the clock running with 1:20 left here in the first half.
And defensively, that's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to attack that particular run, be able to keep the defensive end to push the running back inside where the inside backer is coming in. And that time it worked out really well for the Bobcats.
Thomas and Peoples in the slot this time. Thomas in motion. Will hand it to him coming near side, cut it up inside. And the Bobcats collapse on him this time. And Kenworthy for the Bobcats comes in from the outside and spins him down. Gain of about 7. And it'll be 3rd and 2. With 42 seconds left. And the Thunderbirds not showing really any urgency here to try to do something to get it down the field, leading 28-21.
Well, they certainly don't want to have a turnover here, and they're not real confident, obviously, in a freshman quarterback. But I'd be surprised if you don't see him air it out if they get this first down.
3rd and 2. Peoples across in motion, takes the handoff and bangs it inside. He'll have enough for a first down there. And a flag on the play as well. Hayden Burst-Jones, Caden Kenworthy on the stop for the Bobcats. And nope, they'll call that a first down. See something orange.
Well, it looked like the official on our side, the line judge on our side, looked like he dropped his flag. He did. He's picking it up.
Yeah, but that's the flag for the ball, huh?
Oh, no, it's sideline warning.
Well, maybe a warning on the sideline there, yes.
Yeah, sideline warning.
So 15 seconds left in the half. There'll be a timeout on the field, 28-21. And Lima Central has taken that timeout. That's their last one, but you got to be figuring here. They've got to be thinking something that can get them 50 yards. They're on the 49-yard line. And the Cats defensively, one missed tackle, and these guys can be gone.
Yeah, very easily, no doubt about it. So we have to be able to keep them inside the hash marks, I would guess, on this particular play. But you would think this would be their last play of the half. You got to get Thomas the ball somehow, get him out in space. What I would do, I would probably run that underneath screen again. That he was
let him
wide.
catch it and go.
Yes, my goodness sakes, give him a 10-yard cushion and then be able to use some speed to be able to get it down the sideline. That's what I'd probably call here, but knowing Coach Leake, he probably knows that's coming as well, so he's going to let those linebackers know you're keying on Thomas.
Well, I think they've been saying that since Tuesday.
Right.
Probably that might be the guy that we got to put some stops on, but saying it, lining up to do it and doing it, because he just has the ability to outrun people that even have an angle on him.
Well, and let's give Quintel Peoples some credit, too. He just scored a touchdown, plus he's had several different rushes this drive, so they're trying to spread that out and make the Bobcats think about multiple players.
Going to put, it looks like Thomas into the shotgun. He'll take the snap and just run straight ahead. Pops it through, spins off of one tackler, but not a second, and that's going to end the first half. I don't think they can do that 2 times in a row quick enough. as the clock winds down. They took their shot. They did get the ball in his hand, but they didn't get it to him on the outside. And that'll end the first half of play. An entertaining one at that, 28-21, with Lima Central Catholic on top of Cambridge. And the Cats will have the ball first to start things out in the second half. So you got to like the way that Cambridge made adjustments. They hung around long enough here to stay involved in contact with Lima Central, because the way it started, it looked like it could be a long afternoon.
Yeah, to be down one score the way it started, I think we got to feel pretty decent about that. But again, if we would have reacted a little bit quicker in the beginning of that first quarter, we're a tie game going into halftime.
We are heading to halftime. 28-21. We'll get you caught up from other scores that have happened here tonight, last night, and today. And we'll be back after our ONN halftime right after this.
At U.S. Bank, we salute the spirit of teamwork and are proud to support our local sports community. This is Kyle Downer with U.S. Bank. We offer the latest digital products, including our mobile banking app with mobile check deposit, send money with Zelle, and bill pay, just to name a few. Let our team here at U.S. Bank help you by stopping in at one of our branch locations. We are conveniently located in downtown Cambridge, next to the courthouse and on East Wheeling Avenue. Member FDIC.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly Cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272, or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
We close the show this afternoon with two iconic four-season early hits. From 1962, Big Girls Don't Cry, and Can't Take My Eyes Off of You from 1967. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cambridge High School Bobcat Marching Band and music from the Jersey Boys.
LinsS.com or call 1-800-LINS-S.
Sponsored by Allergan and Ironwood.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
Welcome back, McFarland Stadium. We are at halftime. Our halftime report today brought to you by AVC Communications, where you can stay connected with the community. AVC Communications, the area's only locally owned and operated radio station, appreciates your business. Check them out for all your marketing needs. As we wind down here a little bit at halftime, 28-21. Lima Central Catholic scored first. Cats scored last, as it's a pretty entertaining first half of action between these two teams, and the speed of the Thunderbirds certainly came to play today. Sean Thomas, a couple of quick scores early on. Within a minute of the game, he goes 34 yards for the first score, 56 yards for the second. The extra points made it 14-0. But the Cats answered. Caden Moore from a yard out with 5:05 left in the opening period, only to see Kieran Bailey take it from 20 yards to the house, and then Caden Kenworthy, I should say, for the Cats, making it 21-14. Lima Central answering with Quintel Peoples' 28-yard run at the 2:48 mark, and it was 28-14, and Cambridge continuing to answer 28-21 as Caden Moore with another score on a run. So he's got a couple of nice runs today for touchdowns as Caden, but also has thrown the ball extremely well here in the first half.
He's thrown the ball really well, 12 of 14, which, pretty much has been the Cats' offense within those two rushes for TDs that he had. So through the air, Cambridge 212 yards, really efficient, 12 of 14. You see the maturity of Caden looks really comfortable in the pocket today. He's stepping up. He's getting some pressure on the outside, but he's stepping up, throwing his target, taking what the defense is giving him. Those little flare patterns out to the side and out here in the flat. Why not? We'll take them all day long. And receiving, Xander Caldwell, 6 catches for 58 yards. 5 catches. He did drop the 1 for 58 yards. Justin Bartlett, the big 48-yard touchdown. And Caden Kenworthy had a 5-yard TD as well. But Bobcats not doing a lot on the ground. Logan Mobilini, as we had mentioned, came out. That could be a big factor, obviously, is why they're throwing the ball a little bit more. But Mobo only has 5 yards rushing on 6 carries. Caden Moore is actually our leading rusher with 16 yards on 8 carries. So the Bobcats 21 yards on the ground and 212 in the air. Not real comfortable, I don't think, with that rushing number, but I think having Mobilini on the side is probably a big reason why that number is so low.
Well, and that's a big blow on both sides of the ball for the Bobcats. He's your go-to guy to hand the ball to on offense, but also, at that linebacker spot defensively, he's typically around the ball a lot too. So Cambridge has had to shuffle a couple of people around there. We've seen Landon Saft come in, and the Cats have moved. Probably had to move Stottsbury into one of the linebacker spots a little bit. So, the Cambridge making adjustments there. They'll have the ball first, though, when we start the second half. And then if the offense comes out and is as effective as they were in the first half, we could have a tie ball game after that first possession. We can certainly look towards that. But this game is far from over, as I think that there's a lot more light bulbs on that scoreboard. They're probably going to get some action this afternoon.
Far from over, and you're getting that feeling that whoever has the ball last here is probably going to win this game. And, nothing wrong with that. Beautiful Saturday afternoon for high school football. That's the kind of way you want to see the high school games played anyway. These kids are all fighting hard on both sides of the ball. The goal for Cambridge would still be the same: control that line of scrimmage, longer, methodical drives, take some time off the clock to limit possessions from Lima Central. Again, we had mentioned that Lima Central doesn't have a big roster, a lot of numbers. So as the game goes on, they might get a little bit more tired, and maybe you saw that in the second quarter. They probably ought to be tired. Heck, they ran like crazy in that first quarter, up and down the sideline for touchdowns, no doubt. But you did see Sean Thomas's carries go down as the game went on. He didn't have as many, so fatigue might be a factor. They also drove 3 hours by car to this game. I don't know how long
a bus
ride would be. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying by car. I know those long football trips on Saturday mornings from Muskingum to Ohio Northern weren't fun trips. I can imagine today for a high school game. So probably a 3.5 hour bus trip, 4 hour bus trip. They're tired, long day, Saturday, right? They're used to playing on Fridays too. So, from the Bobcats' perspective, you hope there's some fatigue on the white sideline. But Cambridge needs to be able to control the ball. No more turnovers. That one fumble when we were moving the ball was pretty costly for the Bobcats. So you see we're in the game. You see we can play with them. And just keep your head. Don't try to force things, and control that line of scrimmage. Outcome could be on the Bobcat side.
28-21, our halftime score. Lima Central Catholic on top. Halftime report has been brought to you by ABC Communications. We'll take one more timeout. Second half kickoff coming up right after this.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
Your home and your car are likely your two biggest investments. Protecting them from unexpected damage is a prime concern to WB Green Insurance. They are proud to represent Westfield Insurance, a financial service organization that provides insurance products for your home, auto, and business. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield Insurance's pledge to their customers, along with personalized claim service that's fast and friendly. To learn how Westfield can help with your insurance needs, talk to WB Green Insurance today.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's why at Francis Family Restaurant, we start at 6 a.m. and serve our full menu all day, including our famous mimosa or Bloody Mary. Francis Family Restaurant is open for safe social distance dining. During these crazy times, we're offering breakfast, lunch, dinner, ice cream, and a full-service bar starting at 6 a.m. Francis Family Restaurant also offers carry-out and delivery. So call or stop in for a refreshing mimosa and a great breakfast. That's Francis Family Restaurant, 1038 Wheeling Avenue, or 439-3333 for carry-out or delivery.
Back at McFarland Stadium, getting set here for the second half kickoff, 28-21. Lima Central Catholic on top of the Bobcats, and Cats will have the first opportunity. Field. Owen Feltner back deep for the Cats, along with Whaley, it looks like.
Number 2, Sean Thomas getting set to kick off.
Of course, last time I don't think the kick went deep enough, did it? Taken by one of the Bobcat up guys. Trey Stotsberry, I think, got it last time. So.
Trey's had one, and Whaley had to catch one on the run at about the 20-25.
Thomas on for the Valentine Insurance Kickoff. Check with my man John Valentine here on Southgate Parkway for all your insurance needs.
Heard he's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, depends on who you talk to.
I guess.
Sean Thomas, who's done everything except maybe drive the bus. I'm not sure if he didn't do that on the way here. This time, a little squib kick. This is going to be an onside kick that's not going to go 10. They're going to say offsides to boot as the Thunderbirds came out with a little trickeration right there, trying to get the onside kick, and it didn't go the required 10 yards, but they also had several guys jump the gun there. So now the Cats will tighten it up a little bit. I imagine that you would do it and then come back and do it again, right?
Well, you wouldn't think so, but the Cats are making a little bit of an adjustment, bringing a couple hands guys up a little closer to the ball.
They will do that. Now, Thomas has a decent enough leg. I think your back guy's got to be careful here. He can kick this deep if he wants, and this one will be a squib again that's going to go out of bounds near the 40-yard line. So he didn't get all of that one either. And the Cats are going to start out with pretty good field position here to start things out in the second half.
Real good field position. 2 consecutive penalties there. We'll get the ball about the 45-yard line here to start the drive.
So talk a little bit about the impact of the injury to Logan Mobilini. We talked a little bit before, but when you run the ball, and you have to run the ball some, who's going to be that next guy to step up? Probably Caden Kenworthy?
Yeah, Caden Kenworthy will have the ball more if we're going to rush than others for sure. But I think, as you had mentioned, he's losing Logan on the offensive side is certainly going to be a detriment. But certainly having him on the defensive side, one of our leading tacklers, is going to hurt the Bobcats as well.
Cats will start out from their own 44-yard line. Low snap as Whaley comes into the backfield. He'll take a swing pass out to the 45-50, still on his feet into Thunderbird territory, and that will be a Bobcat first down. Again, WB Green sponsoring all the Cambridge first downs today, and the Cats continue to go to the air successfully, and this one will get down to the 43-yard line. Plus side of the field, so Whaley shifts into the backfield here more as maybe a receiver out of the backfield, and more back again to pass. Pump fakes it to his left, tucks it, runs, and he'll have positive yardage inside the 40. Caden Moore showing great growth today at that quarterback position and a lot of poise.
Yeah, he didn't see it. He pumped once. He wanted to get rid of it, but realized that's not the best decision. Tuck it away and get 4.
3 wide to the left, 2 to the right, and a 5 wide look here. As Moore looks to his left, now flush to his right. Pump fakes it down the middle, throws late to the outside, and has Caldwell inside the 30. He'll catch it, turn up the field down to the 20-yard line. There was some heavy traffic out there, but Moore put that on the money, and there is a flag. It looks like it's going to be holding.
Yeah, we've got a hold here
the Bobcats.
On the right side of the Bobcats line, but credit Caden Moore there for leading his receiver to where he wanted him to go, and a great adjustment by Xander Caldwell. Xander was certainly not in the right place. He made an in route, so it wasn't there, kicked it back out, and then he and Caden were definitely on the same page on that play.
So a loss of 10 on the penalty, and the flag dropped right at the line of scrimmage. So that'll make it 2nd and about 17. Option play to the right side. Moore doesn't have the throw, but he'll tuck it and run inside the 40 and close to a first down. Caden Moore churning and burning this afternoon. Has it down and just shy of the line to gain. So a big second down play anyway, and the Cats will face 3rd and about a yard.
Great recognition by Caden. Saw that opening and didn't hesitate at all. Put the ball on his in the bread basket and took off.
Feldner Bartlett wide to the right. Caldwell wide to the left, and Moore drops back to pass again. Quarterback draw, follows Whaley into the hole, and has the first down and then some. Tucked the ball and protected it on the way down to the 23. Caden Moore making a good argument to be our Crino's player of the game. And another WB Green first down. Unless his wheels fall off, I think he may have it wrapped up. Low snap, has to go down after it again. Flush from the pocket, and he'll tuck it again, and this time get rocked about the 20-yard line. Got a yard, maybe two. But Cats a couple of times here today have had to deal with low snaps, and that one a problem as well. Hard as a quarterback to pick the ball up off your shoestrings and then look down the field.
Right. Valuable, precious time for sure, and to lose an extra second doesn't help.
This one hits him right in the chest. He'll lob it into the end zone. Jump ball there. That one is picked off in the end zone, then fumbled at the goal line as the Thunderbirds trying to bring it out of the end zone, and they'll get to the 1-yard line. And I'm not sure about the play. It looked like Jamarian Robinson who picked it off, and then as he started to bring it out, put it on the ground, and picked it up and took it back into the end zone and was lucky to get back out. So,
yeah, not a good decision there by Caden. Just trying to bite off a little bit more than he should have there.
Threw it to Kenworthy, and it was just really a jump ball situation, and Caden didn't have good position.
Right, he didn't have good position, and we're going to lose that jump ball more than we will win it. Pushing the ball down the field, just not a real good decision there, but credit Caden Kenworth. I think he may have stripped the ball after it was intercepted.
9:41 left here in the third, and the Thunderbirds will take over at their own 2-yard line. Direct back, snap back to Thomas, and he'll take it off left tackle, and not much there. Brock Valentine along with Caden Kenworthy. And Jimmy John comes up with a big tackle there to keep him inside the 5-yard line. No gain actually on that play. 2nd and 10. Once again, Thomas kind of forced into a multiple role situation today. And he'll go back into the slot here as Carson Parker back into the center. Peoples in motion. Parker in the end zone, back to pass. Lobs one beat down the field, has his man caught in stride, and Thomas is going to take it to the bank. 98 yards and no flags on that play as Thomas just outran everybody on the defense. He had a good 5 yards behind everyone and a 2-play 98-yard drive with that catch and run. And that ball put right where it had to be, stretched him out a little bit, but hauled it in stride. And I don't think I've seen a 98-yard pass and catch quite like that before. But again, Thomas's speed was the difference.
Well, Parker heard you yelling at him about throwing it over Thomas's head the first time. He wasn't going to do that again. Great touch there by Parker, and credit Thomas for just running under it.
Oh, extra point attempt by Davison to extend the lead here. Good snap. Holds down, and the kick is up, and it is good. 35-21. T-Birds extend the lead with 8:53 left here in the third period. We'll be back right after this.
Southeastern Med understands that you've been putting off a lot during the stay-at-home order, including wellness checkups with your doctor. Superior Med Family Practice Cambridge, Office of Doctors Now, Collingwood and Lilco, and Caldwell Office of Becky Hall NP are open and offering telehealth visits if you prefer. Southeastern Med is focused on your safety. We are your community hospital. Visit seormc.org to learn more.
You don't always think about it, but our military members surround...
Back at McFarland Stadium, Bobcat turnover turns into Thunderbird points there at the interception at the goal line. And even though it ended up being at the 2-yard line, Thunderbirds take advantage of it. And Sean Thomas, 98 yards on the pass from Carson Palmer. And that really almost is a 14-point swing as the Cats were driving in for maybe the tying score. And instead you give up the ball. And then you give up the points, and you have to get back at it here again. A lot of time left in this one with 8:53 to go. Davison will kick this one and squib it to one of the Bobcat upbacks. Trey Stossberry picks it up at the 30 and gets it out around the 40-yard line. So the Cats again with pretty good field position, but the second turnover that they've had today, and this one they didn't defend on the backside of it.
Yeah, the drive was going exactly the way we wanted it to. We had them spread out. Caden was able to push the ball up the middle. I don't think we want Caden running the ball as much as he has already, 12 rushes in the game. But with Mobilini out, we've got to be able to have somebody be able to run the ball. And if they're going to give it to us, why not take it? But a real costly tournament there, like you said, 14-point swing.
Cats back to pass again. More this time. Nobody pops open, and he'll tuck it and run. Got a yard or so, but went out of a 4-wide look that time, and everybody running verticals. And nobody came open. And I would say you're probably not going to get deep on most of these guys. Cats have had some success down the field a little bit, but usually off of play action. And a 5-wide look here. As Moore looks to his left, back to his right, fires it out in the flat, and has Caldwell there out near the 50, fighting forward for the first down. He'll have it at the Thunderbird 49-yard line. That's right where he needed to get to move the sticks. And mark him just a little inside that, close to the 48. And that will be a Bobcat first down. Brought to you by WB Green Insurance. Cats will stay in a 5-wide look. More to his right, again to the sideline, again to Caldwell. And he'll be covered up this time after a short gain, got about 5. But, the Thunderbirds playing off in coverage. They're allowing all those underneath throws and then coming up and making sure tackles every time. But
and that's okay.
We'll take what's there.
Yeah, we'll take 5-yard gains all day long because at some point they're going to bite on that, and then we're going to beat them deep.
Moore again looking to his left. Now tucking. He'll take off to the 40, still on his feet near the 35, dumped there by Quintel Peoples. But again, Caden Moore with a good look on the ground. And when you spread the team out 5 wide, and they like to go man-to-man, and there's going to be some open spots. That time the open spot was running again, another first down. Another one brought to you by WB Green Insurance, and they'll stay in this set. Moore will roll to his left, look out in the flat. Nobody there, then stop and pump down the field. And well-thrown ball intended for Owen Feldner. Had to turn and look over his outside shoulder, but good coverage on the play that time by Robinson. But really thrown in a place where really Feldner could catch it or nobody could.
Yeah, great touch on it. He definitely put it in the right spot, but I think at that particular point his eyes got a little bit too big because he had some green pasture out in front of him. He just tucks that ball. He tucks that ball away. He picks up another first down.
Second down and 10. Clock stop with 7:10 left here in the third period. 35-21. Thunderbirds back to pass again. Moore looks across the middle and thrown a little late there, trying to get it to Whaley. That ball could have easily been going the other way too. Carson Parker on the defensive coverage that time, and it's 3rd and 10.
Again, take what the defense gives you. If they're going to give us those little routes out here into the flats, we'll take them for 5 yards, but also tuck the ball and run if they're going to give you that up the middle.
3-by-2 here as Moore back to pass again, steps up, nobody there, takes off again, makes one guy miss, but not the second, and it's going to be a 4th down situation. Good open field tackle that time. And 75. Liam Stevick on that stop, and now 4th down and about 7. Cats need to have something positive happen here to keep the chains moving. Down 2 scores, and Kenworthy will check back into the backfield. Moore off the option to the left side, tucks it up the field, and he's going to come up just a little bit short. He had to pitch man on the outside, but again Stevick there to pull him down, and it'll be just about a yard shy of what the Cats needed to pick up. That might have been the good 3rd down play to run to get him in a situation, but they'll turn it over on downs.
He made the right decision. I mean, he certainly had some yardage in front of him. They just credit Lima Central for closing down on that to keep him short of the first down.
So the Cats turned it over on downs with 6:21 left here in the third period. 35-21. Thunderbirds bring the offense on. They'll start at their own 26-yard line. Right hash. Thomas in the backfield. Hand off to him straight ahead. Pops it through and into the secondary. Out to the 35-yard line. Check that Peoples on the carry that time. Kieran Bailey. Got it on the third try.
It'll be one of them.
Got it on the third try, yeah. He was back there in a three-point stance, and how many times you see a running back anymore get down in that three-point stance, but I thought in his case he probably was thinking this is my sprinter stance.
Right.
He sprinted out of there for 9 yards on that play. In that same position, they'll give it to him again. Pops it to the secondary. 40, 45 near midfield. Brought down by the Bobcats secondary and a first down. And that was definitely a sprinter stance.
Yeah, that one definitely was.
Kieran Bailey.
He hit that hole hard, and there was nobody there for him.
So Bailey, a couple of quick carries. Picked up about 10 that time. It's 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Well, and it is difficult to see these red numbers, too, as the sun's starting to set a little bit here at McFarland Stadium, and they are pretty tiny.
Well, that Thunderbird's going right into that sun. I wondered if some of the receivers today, looking back, have had some issues with it. Doesn't seem to be. Coming across, Peoples in motion. We'll take it on the jet sweep, cut it up, taking it to the house again from 50 yards out. Quinn tell people, no, check that. Thomas is the 2 look like a 3 to me, but speed is speed, right? Thomas giving 50 more yards. He's got to be closing in on the 200-yard mark at this point.
Yeah, he just surpassed the 200-yard mark actually on that run.
And he's got about 100 yards receiving. 50-yard run by Thomas. And that is his 4th touchdown of the day. As Davison comes on for the extra point. High snap, pulled down and up.
The kick is up.
I think it snuck through there. 42-21. T-Birds. We'll be back right after this.
You don't always think about it, but our military members surround us every day. Whether they're active duty, veterans, surviving spouses, these folks have given up a lot to keep us safe. Abels would like to thank those individuals who live in Muskingum, Guernsey, Morgan, Noble, or Perry County in the best way they know how, by providing warmth and comfort to 2 individuals in need of a new electric or gas furnace before winter begins. For more information and to complete an application before October 17th, visit heatforourheroes.com. Abels Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Refrigeration. One company, one goal. Your comfort.
5:05 left here in the third period, and the third period has belonged to Lima Central Catholic. A couple of long scores, both by Sean Thomas, a 98-yard catch and run, and then a 50-yard run from this last possession, just a 4-play drive to go 74 yards. And, we said at the outset today, Sean Thomas was the real deal. That he was going to score from a lot of different places, or at least get the ball from a lot of different places.
He's definitely scored from a lot of different places as well. He's certainly living up to certainly as advertised.
Valentine Insurance kickoff, one hop down to the 15-yard line, picked up by Whaley, and he'll bring it up out to about the 40. And the Cats with 4:59 left, and it keeps in there's plenty of time left for the Cats to do something positive, and we've seen just enough out of them to say to take that next step. Cats have had 2 drives in this half into the Lima half of the field, but they have not been able to finish either one of those drives and put points on the board. Consequently, the Thunderbirds have turned around on their end of it and put points up a couple of times here.
Right, and they're going to score. So that's the key, is when we have the ball, we have to score, and we have to keep them out of the end zone.
On the 40-yard line, Cat's shown a little motion. Back to pass is Moore, and missed his man this time. Had Justin Bartlett planted in the middle of the field at the 50-yard line and just threw it behind him. And that's the first pass we've really seen that Cade Moore be well off target on today.
Yeah, I don't know if he was expecting Justin to come back towards him, right? And Justin was kind of planted there, but wide open. Quarterback's got to be able to hit him.
2nd and 10. Brumfield across the formation in motion, comes all the way through, and Moore will tuck it and run, and they got him spied pretty good now. Carson Parker hanging out there in that middle and pulls him down. And Caden Moore's had a couple of good runs today, but I think now the defense keying on him a little bit to keep him from having that option.
Well, and I think that's why we saw Bartlett so wide open on the previous play, because they are spying him, so those linebackers are staying put instead of dropping to that that hook zone.
So third down, call it 6 with 4:35 to go. And a timeout's going to be taken on the field, and we'll keep it here. This has been a crazy game statistically today in scoring 42-21. We knew the Thunderbirds had some explosive capabilities and could score a lot of points, and thought the Cats had to score to keep up with them, and they were able to do that for a while. But, Sean Thomas has had a day for the ages today. He's had one of those highlight reels all in one day.
Well, we're certainly adding to his highlight reel, that's for sure. He's had a great season so far. But tonight, he looks quick. You can see he hits that hole, and, man, he is gone. But, how many – I'm sitting here thinking, how creative has Lima Central been on the offensive end? What do they run, 4 different plays all night? But when it works and you have Thomas as the guy – with the ball in his hands, why would you run anything else?
Well, the old catchphrase there it isn't the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
Sure.
Or in this case, the Seans.
Yeah.
And he's been the difference in today's game, no doubt.
Yeah, and why not run something until they stop it?
Yeah, he's got about 300 yards of offense himself.
Yes, he has.
Third down, 6 for the Cats. Moore rolls to his left, flips it out in the left flat, has the man out there. Brumfield pulls it in, has the first down. Good stiff arm on the outside, stays on his feet up the sideline. And Blake Brumfield, not one of the Bobcats' leading receivers, but athletic enough to get it done. That time hauls it in and gets the Cats a first down the sideline to keep this drive alive. Another WB Green first down. Down to the 33-yard line. Cats will spread it out 5 wide. Moore back to pass. Looks out in the flat. Nobody there. Breaks a tackle in the backfield. Past a couple linebackers and spins away from them down to around the 21-yard line. That'll move the sticks again. So Cade Moore going to be pretty sore come tomorrow, but he's getting it done out there today.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be sore, and I don't know how many more times we want Caden to run the ball. That's
you
already
said that a little bit, but we got about a quarter and a half left to go. I think it's going to be a few more.
He's at 18 rushes already. That boy's going to be definitely sore tomorrow.
5 wide look. He looks to his left, back to the right, throws it that way, coming across. Bartlett inside the 15, drags the defender to the 10. And again, that'll be another WB Green first down. Cats really clicking this time down, but as we've said before, you got to finish a drive. And Cambridge's been in the same situation twice in the half, and it's come away empty.
Yeah, we just have to make a good decision down here at the goal line.
3 wide, set to the near side. That's the short side of the field. Moore looks that way, flips it out in the flat, has Brumfield there, tried to slip a defender, could not. And although he got the catch, Carson Parker there to pull him down. Maybe a loss on the play, back to the 11-yard line. I'll say no gain. Line of scrimmage is where he caught it and went down.
Second 10 Cats.
Cats stay 5 wide, but 3 to the short side. Moore checks that side first, then looks across, and there's the flag. Yeah, as Bartlett coming across underneath, and Stevick that time just drilled him. Said, you're not catching another one, and that will be pass interference.
Yeah, he sent Justin flying. I don't know if I've seen Justin off of his feet like that.
No, he was going to come open on the other side, right where the ball was thrown to lead him open, but 75 wasn't letting that happen.
No, definitely
He
not.
said it's easier just to tackle him than to chase him, and I'll tackle him now. So that first down or that penalty will give the Bobcats. Now they're saying no first down. Handoff inside. Bartlett, or check that Brumfield into the end zone and cross the goal line for the touchdown. From 6 yards out, Blake Brumfield with the score.
Well, and Blake Brumfield, they called the touchdown, but he fumbled that ball. Boy, I thought he fumbled it before he went in. He was struggling for that last yard, and but the linesman on our side signaled before the ball hit the ground.
As soon as you cross the plane,
that's right,
it's dead, and that's when the contact took place. So Cats on for the extra point attempt. Whaley puts it down, and Philippines puts it through. The Cats cut the lead, 42-28, 3:03 left here in the third period still. And we'll be back with more football on WLE right after this.
Members of Guernsey Muskingum Electric Cooperative love Southeast Ohio, where the hills roll, the roads are crooked, and the trees are plentiful. Keeping the lights on in our beautiful corner of the state is a challenge Guernsey Muskingum gladly accepts and works hard to accomplish. Safety and reliable electricity at a reasonable cost are always our top priorities. It's our way of keeping the lights on for all members of Guernsey Muskingum Electric Cooperative, a Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Do you have constipation with belly pain?
Back at McFarland Stadium one more time. Your scoreboard update is getting worn out today. Mindy Eldringham down at Schaefer Insurance, and it is 42-28. I don't know if I've seen that many points put up on both sides of that scoreboard in a long time, but we still got lots of time left. 3:03 left here in the third period, and another quarter left to go. And somebody's got to get tired, because I sure am.
Well, it's been an entertaining game, as we said. Heck, we started saying that in the first quarter, it seems like. But, the Bobcats have to come up with something defensively here to be able to shut Lima down for a couple series and get back close to that 42 mark where Lima's at.
Philippines trying to kick it in the hole again on the Valentine Insurance kickoff. Fair catch called for, that time by Billy Bork. And he'll pull it in down at the 32-yard line. And this half, it kind of starting like the first half did. In the first half, the first two possessions that the Thunderbirds had, they scored twice, two long Thomas touchdowns. In the second half, both of the third quarter's possessions for the Thunderbirds, same thing, two long Thomas scores. And they start here at the 32 with 2:59 to go.
As we were talking about off camera, the last several games for Lima, their second quarters and fourth quarters, it seemed like they started to run out of steam a little bit.
Peoples in motion, tight formation, cuts it up, cuts it back into the secondary, and finally chased down on the backside there. The Bobcats, Trey Stotsberry, but the Cats had them bottled up to the outside. They weren't going to get to the corner, but they cut it up for a first down out to the 45-yard line. Gain of about 13. Clock continues to move. 2.5 left here in the third period, and the Thunderbirds on the roll again. Tight slots again. Back in the backfield, straight ahead to the fullback this time, Reinhardt. And he'll power his way straight ahead. Joel Reinhardt, 175-pound senior. And he don't look like he's that big, but got 9. That'll be 2nd and 1. Just enough other weapons on this T-Bird team to make you not be able to focus on number 2.
Yeah, and again, they need to spread the ball out a little bit so, so they don't get too tired. You got several other guys that can carry the ball, obviously. They need to be able to spread it around.
Tight formation left. Here comes Thomas in motion again, cuts it up inside, runs right into a couple of defenders there again for the Bobcats. Brumfield, HBJ for the Bobcats there as well. And Bartlett on the bottom of that pile. 141 and counting. And the Thunderbirds on the move again. Another first down. We'll mark it in play at the Cambridge 42-yard line. Wides go a little wider. Fullback set in the backfield. Peoples in motion. Handoff straight ahead. Reinhardt nailed at the line of scrimmage this time. Colin Conte in on defense for a couple of plays there, and he gets a stop. Plugging up the middle. No gain on the play. Get us to the final minute here of the third period. This has been a long quarter.
Yeah, when you're running up and down the field like that, stopping the clock, it seemed like every other play with touchdowns. But it was the same in the first quarter. Track meet for sure.
Reinhardt stays in the backfield. Parker under center. Peoples in motion. Takes the handoff. Got to the corner this time. Got a convoy out in front of him. 40, 30, and inside the 30 down close to the 20-yard line. Quintel Peoples. They have been able to get him to the edge a couple of times here, and he's had some big plays. That one, another first down. Gets it down to the Cambridge 21-yard line. They'll wind the clock back in motion as the T-Birds come to the line again. Two wide, split to the left. Peoples in the slot to the left side as well. Thomas, wing to the right. He'll come in motion across, handoff, cuts it up inside, straight ahead, 15, 10, and coast into the end zone. Nobody there to put a hand on him. And that one, actually, he took that handoff and turned around almost right over the center and takes it in from about 15 out. His third touchdown of this quarter.
Number 6, Davison set to take the extra point at 86 Gus Sealer will hold.
Davison again on for the extra point attempt. Good snap this time, hold down. Nailed it through again. He's in rhythm, as are the T-Birds. 49-28. LCC. We'll be back right after this.
At U.S. Bank, we salute the spirit of teamwork and are proud to support our local sports community. This is Kyle Downer with U.S. Bank. We offer the latest digital products, including our mobile banking app with mobile check deposit, send money with Zelle, and bill pay, just to name a few. Let our team here at U.S. Bank help you by stopping in at one of our branch locations. We are conveniently located in downtown Cambridge, next to the courthouse and on East Wheeling Avenue. Member FDIC.
Friends or family outside the area? Tell them they can listen to this game right now online at yourradioplace.com. 97.7 WILE.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start.
Back again at McFarland Stadium. 11 seconds left here on this third period clock, and Lima Central Catholic scoring for the third time in the period, third time in the period for Sean Thomas. This one a little closer. I think I had him at about 15 yards on that run, but
Number 6,
they scored 5 touchdowns today, 230 yards rushing. If he was running from here to Lima, he'd be almost home by now.
He'd be really close, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
And as fast as he is, he'd probably do it.
Would be there.
Less time than that bus.
Valentine Insurance kickoff. Davison will give him a rest here. Thomas has been kicking off as well. Davis will squib this one along the ground. Takes a couple of hops into the hands of one of the Bobcat upbacks and up the near side. I think that was Bo Stotsberry. And 7 seconds remaining here in the third period, as the Bobcats will take over at their own 35.
First and 10 Cats, ball on the 35-yard line.
Well, now you see why Sean Thomas is getting some D1 interest at the college level, that's for sure. Yeah, he's a special player, special talent. You can see he can play multiple positions. He hits that hole, and he does not slow down going through that line of scrimmage.
Cats will have one more play here in the third period. 5 wide look, more back pass. Pump fakes it, throws it, has his man Kenworthy over the 50 down to the 40-yard line. One guy left to beat there. Gus Searer hauls him down. Or Kenworthy's off to the races there. That will be another WB Green first down and get us to the end of the third period. Here we go to the fourth. 49-28 Thunderbirds. We'll be back after this.
What do cars, boats, cell phones, watches, cameras, and laptops have in common? They all require batteries. This is Jake from the Battery Depot, and we are committed to helping you power your life from hard-to-find batteries to custom builds. We offer the quality and service needed to keep your life running. We even offer free battery testing while you wait, so stop into the Battery Depot on Campbell Avenue in Cambridge today.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Back at McFarland Stadium, 12 minutes left here in this track meet. 49-28. Lima Central Catholic on top of Cambridge, and it has been just that. Hand the baton off, which is the football today, and it's just going back and forth. It's like one of those sound meters or something. I don't know, but the Cats heading the other way, and not to be outshined today. Caden Moore having a great day for the Bobcats throwing the ball.
Yeah, 309 yards through the air.
Got a quarter to go.
3 quarters.
5 wide look again. Moore back to pass. Has time. Fires it. Has a man. Completed to Bartlett underneath, and he'll be brought down pretty quickly, but inside the 30 there, picked up about 4, maybe 5. The Cats dunking, and then every once in a while down the field as well. 3 wides left, 2 to the right. Moore back to the line again. Flushed out of the pocket, looks up the right side, fires it late in the seam, and that one should have been picked. Tried to go to Bartlett, and he was triple teamed, and Carson Parker underneath cut that ball off, just couldn't squeeze it. And Moore that time, as soon as he threw it, he wanted it back.
Oh, yeah.
He was flushed a little bit.
He was, but that's the maturation process. He has to know that he cannot throw off of that back foot, certainly into coverage. When he's rolling.
Just a sophomore, doesn't have that arm strength yet, but give him another year or so. It looks down the seam, has a man, and overthrows his intended receiver, Caden Kenworthy, down near the goal line. He hit the seam there that time, and Kenworthy was open. If he had that gun, he could have just drilled it right on his chest, but that'll fall incomplete. 4th and 6 for the Cats. And now they need another big play to keep the drive alive. Trying to keep pace here. And, it's just a possession or two. You fall behind by a touchdown, and then it's 2 touchdowns.
You can't make it up. Because they're just too efficient on the offensive end. Certainly real similar. Obviously, over the years, we've had Dover here in our league. Over the years, basically real similar way to approach the game when you're playing Dover. Now, exactly the opposite. They throw the ball every play. But from our perspective, we have to control the line of scrimmage. We have to control the clock. We have to slow the game down and keep them from having the ball in their hands. When we have it, we got to take 10, 15 play drives, but we got to come away with 6 because they're going to get their points. It's just that obvious. We know they're going to get points. We just have to be able to punch them in the mouth 3 or 4 times and keep them out of the end zone on a couple of those possessions and score when we have it. And you're right. If we would have done that a couple times in the first half, we're right in this game. And we're certainly not out of it by any means, but we still have to keep them out of the end zone or it's a moot point.
Yeah, the Cats have turned it over on downs deep in Thunderbird territory. They had an interception at the goal line another time. So 4th down play here. Moore rolls out, fires it out, and the deep right flat had a man, but put too much on that one and over the head of his intended receiver, Owen Feldner, and that one will fall incomplete. And the Cats turn it over on downs again in Thunderbird territory. So 3 possessions today the Cats have had that they couldn't finish it with points. You put points on the back end of those 3 possessions,
right?
And this is a pretty close ball game.
It's a close ball game, and consider you keep them out of the end zone 1 or 2 of those possessions too. And now all of a sudden you got the lead, right? So learning process for the Bobcats for sure. I just wish we could have had that 3rd down play back, 3rd and 7, and we're trying to throw the ball in the end zone. I think if we could have got a 3 or 4 yard gain, it would have helped.
Tight slot formation, handoff. There goes Thomas, and into the secondary, gone. He is gone like that. 72-yard run. Sean Thomas. Once he got to the secondary, there wasn't a defensive back that had any kind of an angle on him. And give him another 72 yards. He's over 300 yards rushing this afternoon. And boom, a 1-play, 72-yard drive. Thomas adds his 6th touchdown of the afternoon. And remember, there are other weapons on this team that aren't here today.
Yeah.
And Thomas has had to step up and be the man, and he certainly has been the man.
Boy, he's going to be tired on that bus ride home. I don't know if they've got
They'll just have to wake him up when they get there, right?
A whirlpool or something in that bus, but he's going to need a nice hot bath.
Davison's extra point again is good. 56-28, 11-13. Left to go in the ball game. We'll be back after this.
What do cars, boats, cell phones, watches, cameras, and laptops have in common? They all require batteries. This is Jake from the Battery Depot, and we are committed to helping you power your life from hard-to-find batteries to custom builds. We offer the quality and service needed to keep your life running. We even offer free battery testing while you wait, so stop into the Battery Depot on Campbell Avenue in Cambridge today.
11-13 left here in the fourth period. Thunderbirds 56-28 over the Bobcats. Your Schaefer Insurance scoreboard update. And really at this point, Sean Thomas has got to be spent. I don't think that time he was kicking in all gears, but he didn't need it.
Oh, gosh, no, he didn't have to. No. There was a 40-yard gap between him and the closest blue shirt. I've got Thomas with 20 rushes for 302 yards.
That's a pretty good average.
I think they'd take that.
And what did I say, 6 touchdowns?
Right. That's the big number.
Got a lot of points there. He scored more points today than a lot of teams will score this season. WB Green kickoff here. Or check that. We've had the scoreboard. We've had the first down. This is a Valentine kickoff. And Davison again will squib it. Couple hops and into the hands of Saft back about the 20-yard line. Look to the sideline. And he'll get it up over the 30. And the ball fumbled. He was holding it pretty loosely out there, swinging it around, and the Cats will come up with the fumble. But so 11:05 to go. Cats will get it back on offense. And we might, before this thing is over, Caden Moore might set a few passing records. I don't even know what they are, but
I don't know if I had 300 yards of passing in my career, let alone in a game. So he's
probably, when you got somebody to hand off to, that's a little different. He's got nobody today to do that.
Yeah, we've had Blake Brumfield get a couple carries here lately.
Kenworthy's in the backfield with him this time in a 3-by-1 set. 1st and 10, 11:05 left. Back to pass again. Moore pump fakes it, fires it in the slot, has his man. Bartlett has it at the 50, breaks a tackle, a second tackle, still on his feet at the Thunderbird 30-yard line. And it looks like Reinhardt able to catch up with him and drag him down inside the 30, and then Reinhardt comes up hurt a little bit. So the Cats, a big play there, another WB Green first down, and again, Moore continues to add on to his totals today as Justin Bartlett with a nice catch and run.
Yeah, as does Bartlett add to his total. That's Bart's 5th catch for 115 yards and a TD.
You got him with the TD. I don't have him with the TD today, but I don't know where you had his TD at.
I had a 48-yard TD for Bart.
Okay. I'm going to have to go back to the tape on that one.
Maybe I wrote it down wrong.
I got Moore with a 1-yard run. Kenworthy with a 6-yard reception. Caden Moore, a 12-yard run. Brumfield with a 6-yard run. Yeah. Maybe I didn't write one down. I got it.
Well, I mean, when you score 40 touchdowns in a game,
I got 4 scores for the Bobcats. That's 28 points. And, yeah, you might have given him one of the ones for
Thomas, probably.
Yeah, that's all right.
Thomas doesn't need that many.
He doesn't even know how many he's got right now.
He needs to share some of those.
10:56 in the go-to ball game. The Cats once again for about the 4th time today in Thunderbird territory, but they haven't finished each time. This time, running out of time in the game. Moore back to pass, looks out in the right flat and throws a contested pass out there. That was probably a poor decision there. He had Bartlett, but Parker underneath position that time, and he was trying to lob it over top of him and nearly picked off. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, Caden's got to be a little careful with that. If you're going to get rid of it, just throw it over Bart's head out of bounds. I think he was just trying a little bit too hard there to make something happen.
5 wide look again. 10:41. Back to pass looking left side this time. Deep down the left sideline. Just lobs it deep into the end zone. Threw that one just as far as he could and overthrows everybody, including the defenders, who probably had a better chance than his intended receiver, Caden Kenworthy. Moore's been pretty successful today, looking underneath, hitting the seams. He comes up gimping a little bit after that one as he took a shot.
Yeah, he's taken several shots today, and that one hurt a little bit more than the others. But you're right. We got to take those underneath routes. We got to not worry about the end zone. Look, we've been moving the ball really well.
Yeah, there's no 3 touchdown pass you're going to throw.
No.
Brumfield in motion comes across, and Moore will fumble the snap and go on it. And I think that's a product of him hurting more than anything there. He just wasn't able to move after the ball the way he has been. He's hobbling around a little bit. Clearly you can see that he's gimping a bit, and he'll lose yardage back to about the 33-yard line.
And another fourth down.
I think the Cats are going to take a timeout here and at least give him a play to kind of recover a little bit, or maybe replace him. 10-16 left to go in the ball game. 56-28. Thunderbirds will be back right after this.
Papa. That's 439-7272, or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
Are you paying?
2-1.
Back at McFarland Stadium, 4th down and long for the Bobcats. Caden Kenworthy back at quarterback. He'll step back. The lefty fires one deep down the seam, has it, and knocked down by a defender inside the 5-yard line. Trying to get it to Bartlett there. Kenworthy showed a pretty good arm for not warming up and just winging it. He threw that baby on the line.
He did. Nice, pretty spiral, and a good play there by the defender just to knock it down. He didn't want to pick that ball off inside the 5-yard line.
So the Cats, for the 3rd time today, drive it into Thunderbird territory and have that drive end on downs. And it stands 56-28 still, and the Thunderbirds back on field with 10-10 to go. See if they show any signs of trying to run some clock here a little bit with a big lead. And they will hand it off to Kieran Bailey, the fullback.
Kieran Bailey.
And he'll go straight ahead for about 5.
Brought down by number 17.
Get that clock running, and I think maybe give your A team a little bit of a breather here. Is Sean Thomas probably needs one.
I would guess. He's still in there, and so is Peoples. So
there's just nobody over there on the other side that you're going to put in anyway. They got about 12 guys standing on the sideline. They had some empty seats on the bus probably on the way down.
Yeah, well, they're definitely milking the clock. They're using as much of this play clock as they can.
Under 10. Parker goes under center. Handoff again, straight ahead. And Brock Valentine will put the squeeze this time on Kieran Bailey. No gain there. 3rd down and 5.
Brings up 3rd down now for the Thunderbirds.
Third down, call it 5. 9:06. We've only seen one punt today. Bobcats punted in their first possession. Neither team has punted since then.
Well, Lima Central certainly hasn't needed to punt.
Nope.
When you score about every other play. But and Cambridge just went for it, 3 or 4 times on 4th down.
Cats showing blitz, handoff, straight ahead. Thomas puts a move on, has enough for the first down, out to about the 45 as the Bobcats bottled him up that time. But it will be a fresh set of down for the Thunderbirds. 8:37 and counting, 56-28. They lead the Bobcats.
Big first down there by the Thunderbirds to keep that clock rolling and to keep the ball out of Cambridge's hands. Again, they're going to try to run that play clock down as much as they can. Again, they're not being, real creative with their offensive plays. They don't have to. They're lining up and running the ball right up the chute.
Handoff
Bailey, the ball carrier,
to
number 9.
Bailey on the motion play, and cuts up off a right guard and has a yard, maybe 2. Valentine on the stop again and keeps that clock running. 2nd down and 9. Thunderbirds in their I guess ball control here. Let somebody else carry it 2 or 3 times and then go.
When you need a
Thomas
30-yard,
you need it.
You need a 30-yard play. Give it to Thomas.
2 wides to the left. Thomas, wing to the right side. He'll come across in motion. Fake it to him. Hand off straight ahead to Bailey, and he'll struggle to get a yard or 2. Test in the middle of that defense. Cambridge is inside there, pretty tight this time.
Number 33, Caden Kenworthy. Number 17, Justin Bartlett.
Kenworthy, Bartlett.
Brings up 3rd down now.
Among some of the Bobcats on the stop, bunch of blue jerseys in there at that time. 1 more yard for Bailey, and the clock down to 7 minutes and counting.
$52 yards for Kerryon Bailey on 7 carries today.
If you're a wideout on this Thunderbird team, you got to be pretty discouraged because all you are is a decoy, at least today. Here comes the scissors play, and nice play by Caden Kenworthy as Thomas came in on the inside reverse, and Caden Whaley was right there as soon as he took the handoff. Haul him down, a loss on the play of about 3, and it is 4th down, and I guess we will see a punt. And guess who punts?
You should have said this earlier.
Yeah. Guess who gets the punt? It will be Sean Thomas. And if he's got a whole lot left in that leg today, he's kicked, he's run, he's caught. And the Cats put Roman Jeffrey back along with Owen Feldner, looking into the sun a little bit here. And nice, high, spiraling kick that Jeffrey takes on the 20. Out to the 25, 30, up the left sideline, 40-yard line, midfield. A block on Thomas there. And Jeffrey stays on his feet. And still on his feet inside the 30. Wow. Roman Jeffrey. Nice return that time. I don't think anybody thought he was going to return it. And it looked like he was going to maybe make a fair catch call and didn't.
I think that's why they didn't think he was going to
as he
return.
hauls it in and gives the Bobcats great field position inside the Thunderbird 30-yard line.
52-yard punt return, I believe I have it down for.
Pretty good.
But you could hear the coaching staff even up here from Lima Central screaming that he gave the signal for a fair catch.
He certainly thought about it, but it may not have been a legal one. He might have just been blocking the sun from his eyes. It's John Charlton always making astute observations.
Sure. We'll go with that, then, John. Either way, we'll take a 52-yard gain.
Again, the Cats in 4-down territory. Caden Kenworthy stays in at quarterback, takes the direct snap out of the Wildcat, and he'll run it around right end and be taken down about the 25-yard line. Got about 4. So Caden Moore, they may be done.
It looks like we've got several substitutions in there for the Bobcats.
Moore walking it off on the sideline, so he doesn't look like he's limping a whole lot, but at this point with it 56-28, no need to keep him in there for more injury. And Kenworthy takes another snap, cuts it back up inside, and inside the 25 down to about the 22.
Stop by number 75.
Got about another 3, so 3rd down and call it 4.
Logan Mobilini in the game for the Bobcats at running back. We've got Hunter Williams at left tackle as well, the sophomore.
Not Logan Mobilini, but
Connor Mobilini.
Connor Mobilini. You get them confused, and that's easy to do.
When there's that many, it's easy to do.
Again, direct snap back to Kenworthy. Trying to skirt around right side, has the first down and then some, stays on his feet, puts a hand down, and then knocked out of bounds inside the 5 by Bailey. Or he would have popped in the end zone. Nice individual effort that time by Caden Kenworthy. As, he showed great balance on the outside, body lean down right close to the ground, and able to stay on his feet for a WB Green first down. And 1st and goal to go inside the 5. Any idea what's coming here, right? direct snap probably, and
3 plays in a row, I would guess.
Get out and block for him.
Sure.
He'll take it off left side and into the end zone. Bobcat score. Kenworthy with his second of the day. This one from 3 yards out. If I told you at the beginning of the day, Cats will put 35 points up today, you thought, this
felt pretty good.
Could be pretty close.
Sure.
They lose by 20. 4:32 left to go in the game. The Cats put points on the board again. Got to get everybody in here for the extra point attempt by Philippines. Awaits the snap. There it is. Ball fumbled and picked it up. Fire play. And Kenworthy throws it into the end zone, and it'll be actually picked off. And that will nullify the extra point. Actually, usually it is Caden Whaley who is holding on the extra point. That time, Kenworthy, after he scored, had to go down and do it. And the left-hander couldn't find the right guy.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of these guys in practice have practiced all these positions they're playing today.
Right, yeah. Well, a couple new guys there on the field for the Bobcats, really on that drive, let alone on that particular play. Whaley getting a little break, and, Caden Kenworthy not used to taking that snap. But there was no rush, basically, by the Thunderbirds, so he had plenty of time to put it down and kick it, but little inexperience there at a couple positions.
4 plays, 28 yards for the Cats, 56-34 with 4:32. Wishful thinking that it was 3-something, but that clock hasn't run enough here in this second half.
It seems like we've been here for 2 games.
Yeah, they may not have to turn the lights on, but then again, they might.
Some more confusion by both teams here on the field.
Lining up in the wrong place for the kickoff. Thomas trying to get his guys squared away there, and they're expecting an onside kick this time for the Bobcats. I don't know. 4:32 left, 56-34.
Number 89, Andrew Philippines.
They've got the hands team in there for the Thunderbirds. Bobcats kickoff team in place. And Peoples the only guy back deep for the Thunderbirds. Valentine Insurance kickoff here as they'll squib it deep. That hits off of a lineman and then picked up by the Bobcats, Pulaski. And so I don't think that was intended to be an onside kick, but it turns out that way. And the Cats will get back-to-back possessions here with 4:28 left.
Good heads-up play there by Pulaski, being in the right place at the right time. And,
no pun intended with heads up.
That's right. And Philippines for kicking that ball really in the perfect position. He put some juice behind that and took a wicked hop off of one of those up guys and right in the hands of Pulaski.
Hit him right in the helmet, came right back into the hands of Pulaski. So Cats here get the offense back out there. More Caden Kenworthy and more Caden Kenworthy running inside the 45, inside the 40, shoved out of bounds down near the 35-yard line. Gain of about,
Pick up about 9 yards.
Picked up actually about 11 or 12. And another Bobcat first down. And it'll be a first down and a timeout taken by the Thunderbirds. Here maybe to kind of say, hey, out of that formation, the Bobcats are probably going to run it 99% of the time, and they have. And Kenworthy actually shown some pretty good production out of that Wildcat.
Well, Kenworthy's a tough kid. We've said multiple times during the season he's a tough kid. I've coached him in the past, and really a real flexible guy. You can put him anywhere. He can do anything, and you saw that nice pass, even though it was on 4th down. He's just a good all-around athlete, but he's a tough kid, so he's willing to do anything. He'll play anywhere. He's not going to complain one bit. It would be nice to get Connor Mobilini out in front of him as a lead blocker. Instead of behind him. But, again, some inexperience back there, not working together.
Takes a snap. Now they got it. They must have listened to you. Got Mobilini out in front of him. Kenworthy running to his right and changes direction, and Bailey will chase him down for a loss on the play back near the 40. Second and long here as that timeout by the Thunderbirds set up a little more effective defense of that play, and they shut it down pretty good.
Yeah, they had a pretty good idea what was coming since we've run the same play the last 8 plays, I think, in a row. So they're putting some guys into positions to make sure they can shut that down.
2nd and 16. Left side, Mobilini gets out in front, puts on a nice block there, and Kenworthy down the sidelines breaks a couple of tackles, and finally Reinhardt pops him out of bounds. But Caden Kenworthy with a nice spurt down the sideline for the first down.
As I said, get Mobo out in front. Look, every one of those Mobos like to hit.
Yeah, they do.
And Connor is no different. He from his fullback spot, or really the tailback spot, he was the lead blocker and just lit a guy up to spring Kenworthy.
Another WB Green first down. Trying to shuffle guys around. Brumfield and Mobilini in the backfield. Kenworthy in the middle. Takes the snap. This time going to the right. Mobilini looking for somebody to hit. Finds him and knocks him down. And another Kenworthy to 10-yard run. You know, this drive alone, between the last couple of times he's had the ball, he's put on probably 60, 70 yards on his stats.
I got him at 60 yards here in this second half.
3-19. And counting, they'll give him 9.5.
9 3/4, I think. Boy, I don't know if you could get that any closer.
Timeout, Cambridge.
And the Bobcats will take a timeout, make sure they got the right people in the right place. 3:11 left in the ball game. 56-34. Lima Central Catholic. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Are you paying too much for homeowners insurance? Has your insurance company raised your deductible? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. Many people can't accurately answer these questions. With many premiums escrowed into mortgages, homeowners don't pay attention to changes to their policies anymore. It's time you visit Valentine Insurance for a true, no-obligation review of your insurance policy. Call 994-1776 or stop by our office at 739 Southgate Parkway in Cambridge.
3:11 left on this fourth quarter clock in a second half that seems like it was its own separate ball game. That the Thunderbirds have been in control pretty much all day, keeping the Bobcats a score, 2 scores, 3 scores at bay. And 56-34, Cambridge trying to score here late to close that gap a little bit. Caden Kenworthy takes a snap, rolls to his left, cuts it up inside, and gets it inside the 5. That'll be enough for a first down. WB Green.
First down, Bobcats.
One more time.
Yeah, we've got a false start on the offense that's going to bring that back.
I've got the Bobcats unofficially taking away that one. 20 first downs.
False start, Bobcats.
After a penalty-marred game a week ago, they've actually done pretty well today.
I've got that only as our 4th penalty on the night.
That is a huge improvement. Over 100 yards in penalties a week ago.
Right. 130, I believe, is what we had, or 115 last week.
3-minute mark. 2nd and 5. Kenworthy to his right, trying to get to the edge, turns it up. And I think he still got the first down, nearly the touchdown, and Bailey takes him down again. First and goal to go for the Bobcats at the 4-yard line. And even in a game like this, a lot of positives for the Cats, especially on the offensive side, putting up a lot of points. They've found another guy that certainly can run the ball hard and do some different things. A lot of receivers have stepped up here. Ball fumbled by Kenworthy, then picked up and into the end zone. 4 yards out. Kenworthy's second score in the last couple of possessions. So some valuable experience is the Cats score with 2:47 left here in the fourth, but too little, too late, as they spotted the Thunderbirds a few too many.
Looks like they've got another false start on the field.
And taking it off the board, huh?
I didn't even see a flag on the field.
I didn't either.
Well, it's the line judge on this side, yeah.
I think he just pulls it out and just drops it. And so the Cats will lose the points. and the yardage.
Well, the good news is it's still first down, so we can certainly come up with a couple plays here to get Kenworthy in the end zone
First and goal from the 10. He'll take it. This time work to his left. Down to the 5, 4, 3, and into the end zone. Just give him a few more yards. He had to cover the same yards twice, so instead of a 4-yard run, we'll make it a 10-yard run. And Caden Kenworthy, second score of this quarter, third of the day. Kenworthy with a pretty nice stat line today as well.
Yeah, Kenworthy, as you can see, he's a tough runner. He's a tough kid. Not afraid to mix it up defensively as well as with the ball in his hands.
So the Cats warmed up their punter on the sideline to come in and handle the holding chores here. Jake Valentine with the hold. He'll handle it, get it down, and Philippines will boot it through. 2:40 left to go in the ball game. And the Cats close the gap, 56-41. We'll be back right after this.
They say the breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's why at Francis Family Restaurant, we start at 6 a.m. and serve our full menu all day, including our famous mimosa or Bloody Mary. Francis Family Restaurant is open for safe social distance dining. During these crazy times, we're offering breakfast, lunch, dinner, ice cream, and a full-service bar starting at 6 a.m. Francis Family Restaurant also offers carry-out and delivery. So call or stop in for a refreshing mimosa and a great breakfast. That's Francis Family Restaurant, 1038 Wheeling Avenue, or 439-3333 for carry-out or delivery.
2:40 left to go in the ball game as the Cats put more points on late. Kenworthy's second touchdown rushing. He's got a receiving touchdown earlier this afternoon as well. And Schaefer scoreboard update, 56-41. Cats lining up again to squib it down the field. And the Thunderbirds, again, expecting onside kick. I'm not sure the last one was more of just a squib that hit one of the up guys, but guess who's in that front line?
Yeah, don't kick it to Thomas.
Sean Thomas,
he'll
right
pick
there.
It up and run it back.
Yeah, he would. He is one of those guys. See if the Cats go the other way, and they don't. Right past Thomas, goes deep and into the hands of Quintel Peoples. He'll just take it and take a knee down to the 31-yard line. Thunderbirds a first down or two away from their third win of the year. 2:37 as the Thunderbirds will start at their own 31 here. Carson Parker, just a freshman. This quarterback has stepped in with, as you said, some other starters out for, well, this might be their last week.
Yeah, this will be, this is their second game that they've missed. So they will be back next week, which will be their
hand off Thomas, trying to get around the left end, and Caden Kenworthy there for the stop defensively. And he'll have to come out as his helmet popped off. Trying to find an answer still for Sean Thomas. He only picked up about 3 at that time, though.
And successful play for the Bobcats, then holding him to 3 yards.
Yeah, that hadn't happened often. He said,
we do have him for 2 negative plays today. I've got him for actually 3. He lost 4 yards twice and 6 yards on another play.
Yeah, he's had about 22, 23 touches on a day, and he's scoring about 1 out of every 3 touches.
Pretty good percentage, I would guess. A couple fresh faces in there for the Bobcats here on defense as well.
Under 2 minutes left out of the shotgun. Quick snap and throw into the left flat. That's going to be completed. More just like a long handoff as Parker out to Peoples, and he'll scoot up the field for a first down. Simple play, well executed. We got speed on the other end of it, right?
Yeah, 7-yard gain for a first down and keep that clock moving.
Get it to a guy with his kind of speed. People's just about as fast as probably Thomas. Down to a minute and a half, and I think they'll get into the victory formation here and start taking a knee. First down, and with a minute 20 to go, they'll wait till the clock winds way down. Parker will step under, take the snap, take a knee, and Now the official and the line judge here said, what?
Yeah, what's going on?
He stopped the clock for some reason.
Peoples had to exit the game for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. Nobody noticed except the guy the furthest from the play.
Right.
Won't change the outcome. What it did was reset the play clock for another 25 seconds. So just to be a few more seconds that they won't snap the clock. Maybe he knew what he was doing after all.
Well, yeah, it took an extra 30 seconds to run off 10 more seconds. So could have just snapped it and been on our way.
Parker takes the snap and takes the knee. They can do that. Yeah, one more time and that'll do it. Pretty entertaining game today, if nothing else. You know, most people probably had the Bobcats as the underdog coming in, but they kept it close throughout the day and had a chance to tie this thing up and make it even more interesting. Got the Thunderbirds able to hold on. They moved to 3-1 on the season. The Cats will drop to 2-2. Cambridge will entertain Bel Air next Friday. Regular night, regular time. And the final score here, 56-41. Lima Central Catholic on top of the Bobcats. We'll be back right after this.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Members of Guernsey Muskingum Electric Cooperative love Southeast Ohio, where the hills roll, the roads are crooked, and the trees are plentiful. Keeping the lights on in our beautiful corner of the state is a challenge. A challenge Guernsey Muskingum gladly accepts and works hard to accomplish. Safety and reliable electricity at a reasonable cost are always our top priorities. It's our way of keeping the lights on for all members of Guernsey Muskingum Electric Cooperative, a Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Back at McFarland Stadium, final score here, 56-41. Lima Central Catholic on the long road trip to pick up the win. 3-1 for them on the season. Bobcats will drop to 2-2, but entertaining and a very interesting game, at least today, as you're listening to our post-game report brought to you by AVC Technical Services. A lot of big plays in the game, a lot of long drives, short drives, quick drives, back and forth both ways. As we get things added up here a little bit, we'll take a look at some of those every week. Dirty Dog Pet Salon and Sitting sponsors our play of the game. Have your dog groomed at Dirty Dog Pet Salon on Cochran Avenue in Cambridge. Big plays left and right for both teams here today as the Thunderbirds got off to a quick start with a couple of long scores, but the Bobcats came right back and put points on the board. And maybe the play of the day there for the Bobcats was the touchdown score. Their second of the day by Caden Kenworthy, hauling in a pass from Caden Moore to close this game to 21-14, and really as close as the Bobcats would get several times today was 7 points, 21-14, 28-21 at one point, and then Lima Central in the second half put a couple of scores back-to-back. The Cats turned it over on downs after a couple of long drives, but couldn't put points on the board. And once the Thunderbirds got a two-score lead, this thing was out of control, and the Cats never were able to get caught back up, as it turns out, about a two-score deficit here at the end, 56-41. But that, our Dirty Dog play of the game, drive of the game, Cats had a lot of nice-looking drive. that first drive of the game, 10 plays. Although they were down 14-0, 10 plays to go from their own 30-yard line and drive it 70 yards to cap that off. Caden Moore, the 1-yard run, one of his 2 scores rushing. He also threw a touchdown pass today and had a pretty prolific day throwing the ball as well.
Yeah, he did. He had an overall really good game. A couple bad decisions with the ball that cost us a couple turnovers there, but overall, really good game. I mean, Caden, as we've said 1,000 times, he's a tough kid. He's going to put his nose in there and do the best he can. He's a great competitor. We talked about records. Who knows what kind of records we have from a passing standpoint? We'll certainly look, but Caden, a pretty efficient night, 21 of 31 for 354 yards, unofficially, of course, but pretty good night, really, for a sophomore quarterback against a state-ranked team.
And throw his rushing on top of that. As he rushed for 2 touchdowns and how many yards?
Hey, I got him 19 rushes for 86 yards. So pretty efficient night for Caden Moore. Again, state-ranked. I believe that Lima is 5th or 6th ranked team in Division 7. In the state, so pretty
440 total yards of offense.
Yeah, 400. That's tough.
I guess our player of the game by default.
By default
today, right. Creno's player of the game, Caden Moore, and certainly well deserved. He went out late too, or might have tacked on a little bit more there. He came out with a leg injury, but we saw him moving around just fine on the sideline, and the game was pretty well out of hand at that point. But congratulations to Caden. Even a losing effort, he grew some today, and that you like to see your team continue to get better and grow a little bit against good competition today. He played pretty well.
Yeah, real good competition. Again, he was stepping into the pocket, stepping forward, throwing the ball with some confidence. He did make a couple mistakes. We had said the one he was pretty lucky he didn't get picked off, throwing off his back foot into traffic. One he did get picked, and then that big fumble too. But you're going to have some of those situations for him to learn on the fly.
Able to get that done today, although the Cats take the loss, 56-41 the final, and Caden, our Cambridge player of the game, gets Creno's Pizza, sponsored by Creno's Pizza of Cambridge. Get a large one-item pizza, 2 liters of pop. Call Creno's Pizza of Cambridge at the Dewey Avenue Center, 432-2200 for pickup or delivery. And of course, trying to figure out our alignment of the game, and we've had some good line play for the Cats kind of on both sides. Anytime you put up 500 yards of offense, which is, I don't know what the Cats' total today was, but when your quarterback rushes for 86, throws for 354, and you throw in a few more guys, how many times are you going to have over 500 yards of offense in a day? Not many.
Yeah, 536 yards of total offense is what I have the Cats for, 182 yards on the ground. Leading rusher, as we had mentioned, Caden Moore with 86 yards, 19 carries, but Caden Kenworthy with a couple TDs.
Couldn't be far behind.
10 carries for 85 yards. So, 1 yard, difference unofficially, but, 500-plus yards of offense for the Cats today. Certainly some positives to take out of it.
Yeah, good offense for the Bobcats, but not good enough, as they had to find Sean Thomas today. And what kind of day did he have?
Yeah, Sean Thomas was definitely a man among boys today. 23 rushes for 309 yards on the ground. Now, that's on the ground. Let's go ahead and add up his receiving total. 2 receptions for 105 yards and a touchdown as well. That 98-yard touchdown reception. So Sean Thomas is definitely an impact player. But let's not only just talk about Thomas. He was the one that put the ball in the end zone the most. But when you got a Quintel Peoples with 9 rushes for 120 yards and a score, and, overall they had 45 rushes as a team for 508 yards on the ground.
Yeah,
508 yards.
Rushing.
Yeah, just on the ground, and again, they only threw 5 passes for 112 yards. So, over 600 yards of total offense. Pretty impressive team over there.
Yeah, how many times you see both teams have over 1,000 yards of total offense? That's something I'm not sure I've ever seen.
No, they had talked about switching spring and fall sports at one point this summer.
They could have had a baton out there
track
today.
meet certainly in the fall, no doubt.
Got to see that. Let down to our final award of the night, our Guernsey Muskingum Electric Power Lineman of the week. They'll get a large, extra large, maybe triple extra large T-shirt from Guernsey Muskingum Electric. And we've tried to spread this around because in a game like this, that guys are racing up and down the field, really is hard to pick one guy out from the middle of that line that had an outstanding day. But flip a coin, pick one.
Yeah, I think the senior Colin Conte, I did see him with a couple really good blocks today to spring some people, and he came in on defense and made a couple good tackles as well. So the senior well-deserving of the award tonight.
Colin gets that one. The pizza goes to Caden Moore. He'll need something to help him convalesce over the weekend to be set to go against a pretty tough Bel Air team next week as the Bobcats try to get back on the winning side here at McFarland Stadium. Once again, the final score today, 56-41. Lima Central Catholic with the W. Johnny Valentine here with me. I appreciate you. And Rick Sabine back at the stadium, him keeping all this mess organized today. That helped us a good bit. And Adam Green, the video today, excellent. In the afternoon, we still got daylight home to go enjoy a little bit. So that left for us. But join us again next week here as we'll have the game of the week. McFarland Stadium be the place to be.
Big game in
Bel Air.
Yep, big game next week. Bel Air is 4-0, I believe. They haven't lost a game yet either. State ranked as well. So, one state ranked team to another.
I'll be here. You'll be here.
Yes, sir.
We hope you join us. Final again, 56-41, Lima Central Catholic. For the ABC Sports Team, till next week, I'm Bill Kafuri. Good night, everyone.
Cambridge High School Bobcat football. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports.